and welcome to the Hydroscand Arena here in Leicester. It's the return leg of the second semi-final between the Leicester Lions and Sheffield Tigers. One of these teams will be facing Ipswich Witches in this year's Premiership Grand Final. It is a big night ahead, and as always, we're in the company of Calvin Tate and Scott Nichols. Calv, last week, an epic encounter between these two sides, full of drama, full of controversy, full of emotion.
We had everything, didn't we? It really was quite an extraordinary night. You know, it was a messy start to the evening with Jack Holder initially getting excluded, then Max Frick being thrown out in the rerun. Then the home team getting on to this fabulous run where they were completely in charge of the evening, and then all of a sudden a dramatic end, which I don't think anybody saw coming. I think that Stuart Dixon would have been very pleased as he drove out of the stadium.
Yeah, absolutely. Scotty, look, Calvin just mentioned Jack Holder. He was slow to the party on Thursday, but when he arrived, he was sensational.
Oh my God, he arrived with a bang, didn't he? It's, yeah, Kelvin, Ollie in commentary just saying how close he was riding to the boys. I mean, he threw everything at it. I mean, there's no way you could sort of criticise his commitment there. No. That was full on. I mean, we'll see him coming in a minute. I mean, just how close he was to those back wheels. That's pretty brave, and that's full commitment.
I couldn't watch it, actually, Calv. I'm going to be honest. I couldn't watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was extraordinary stuff. It was like nail-biting. It really was. But just, you know, when we reflect on the whole evening, of course, you know, you've got Jack and Max in heat number one, where they just, incredibly, both the number ones missed out. Jack there just moving, just not really sure why. It was just one of those sort of strange things. Then a little later on, we got Drew Kemp coming out of gate 4, picked up a 5-1. This was heat 6 when it had been one-way traffic.
It was, and he wasn't particularly quick in front, made a fabulous start. Sam Masters rode a fantastic race to keep Jack Holder, who come to the party later, but he had no way through Sam Masters here. And it was at this point we kind of thought, Leicester going to start to kind of claw their way back into it, but it wasn't to be.
No, this was a bit of a respite, and I sort of thought for a moment that Leicester were going to get it on a roll, but it wasn't to be. And then we go forward now to heat number 12, and I've got to say at this point, you know, Sheffield were absolutely in the driving seat. They had a 12-point lead. At the conclusion of heat 12, they had a 14-point lead, and I got a feeling in the pits they were very relaxed and looking good.
I think they were, and obviously then heat 14 comes an extraordinary heat where at 5-0, I mean, that doesn't happen very often in Speedway, Calv, does it? A gifted 5 points for the Leicester Lions, and I think in reflection as well, Sheffield Tigers, they didn't have a chance to bounce back. They didn't have a chance to sort of counter at it. I mean, I'm sure they went home pretty shell-shocked, because to have a 14-point lead, to go away with just a 3-point deficit, that's going to be a big blow.
Just couldn't see it coming in a 4-2 in heat 15, and I must say that both Sam Masters and Max Frick rode very well at the end of the night, but a huge turnaround, just a 3-point difference in it. Sheffield Tigers are going to have to go great going. They're going to have to go better this evening than they have done all throughout the season. Yeah,
it's a big ask, isn't it, Calv? Because we've also Nick Morris, he's been so good for them as he's come in as a late replacement, and they've got Maciej Janowski, which could be, well, it's an interesting signing.
Yeah, a bit of magic he's brought over from Poland, from Wrocław, but yeah, he's going to have to go. Big booking to take. Brave booking, I would suggest, and he's a rider that you know, has a wonderful CV, doesn't he? He's a proven performer, but he's going to have to do it tonight.
He is. I mean, he's a world beater, third in the world. We know what Magic can deliver, but he's had an up and down seasons, like Kelv said. It's a gamble. At the end of the day, Sheffield have got to roll the dice. They're up against it.
Well, they've certainly rolled the dice with Janowski. Let's look at how the playoffs then are going to pan out as we head towards Ipswich. So, either the Leicester Lions or the Sheffield Tigers will be in that Premiership Grand Final. These two teams have been so close, Calv, all season long. Only 3 points in it, like we said. It should be a great night of Speedway.
Yeah, I'm hoping for a real thriller this evening. I've got to say the Tigers have had a tough time against the Lions this season, but you've got to believe that here tonight, they've got their noses in front. They have to believe that they can put a performance together this evening. And, you know, there's no doubt Simon Stead will be really geeing his troops up. They've got the proven guys in their side to do it. Let's take a look at the visitors. Of course, Jack Holder, who rode beautifully in the middle part of the meeting. Leon Flint will be looking for better tonight. Chris Holder, he's a rider, of course, these sort of nights he knows all about. Then we're going further down the list. You've got to say Josh Pickering will be disappointed with the way his evening finished. Maciej Janowski, of course, is the guest. And Anders Rowe, quite possibly their rider of the season down at reserve with Jai Etheridge. But my man to watch for the Tigers is Chris Holder. Holder, of course, is a former world champion. And I've got to say, on a night like tonight, he knows what it's all about. And I sense for him, he will need to go well tonight if they're going to go through to the final for the Ipswich Witches.
Yeah, having that experience on your side has got to bode well. Let's have a look at the home side then. They've been extraordinary around this track this year.
Max Frick has been outstanding. #1 rider in the league, and I'm sure he's going to go well tonight. Luke Becker needs to bounce back after a disappointing evening last Thursday. Ryan Douglas rode his heart out on Thursday. Carl Howarth is a man to keep an eye out for. Sam Masters was brilliant on Thursday, I must say. He really did ride well. Drew Kemp also, he had a hard night. He had plenty of racing. And Joe Thompson will be looking to pick up a few points here tonight. This team has gone well home and away tonight, but Carl Howarth has an extra motivation, having been the Sheffield Tigers captain, having won the title with Sheffield before. He would dearly love to do it for the Leicester Lions.
Absolutely. Well, look, there's a great vibe happening here, Cal.
Yeah.
We want a good night speedway because you're out in the cold in your commentary. You need to keep warm.
I hope the action keeps me toasty in there. Yes.
We hope so too. Cal, thank you so much. Let's hear from the team managers now. They're chatting to Scotty.
You said you still got a 3-point deficit, but you probably expected it to be a little bit more. So what's the plan of attack?
We did expect it to be a bit more. I was standing there, I think I said to somebody who's to my right hand, said, I'll be lucky if we get with a 20-point defeat, because it looked like that on the cards, but things change in Speedway. Tonight, this playoff semi-final, I said to the guys again, I'll reiterate, I said to them, be patient at the starts. Dougie went through the tapes and Heat 3, Jack Holder went through the tapes and he won, and that's what playoff Speedway brings. It brings nervousness at the starts, and the results don't go the way you think they do. So nobody knows what's going to happen tonight. That's the reason we've got a big crowd here. We just need to do what we've been doing all season. That was the message, and it should be enough if we ride to what we should be.
And how important is that for the team to come in here confident, focused? Because we know, we've seen, you know, jittery starts, the pressure that these semi-finals put on the riders and managers.
Yeah, I think that's normal. I think you either thrive on that or you can sort of go the other way. It's just important for me just to try and make sure that they've got the right mindset, which, in fairness, Scotty, they don't need a lot of help with. They're really focused and know what they're doing. So Magic's obviously come in. And I think he's settled in nicely. He gets on great with Chris and Jack anyway, so I think he'll integrate in nicely. If we can get some points from him and the rest of the boys do their business, then it's game on.
Game on. And a big crowd in here this evening. Obviously, they watched their team go to the grand final last year. They want to get one step closer. And the away crowd. Here is the Sheffield Tigers. Gosh, they had an eventful evening at their home track last Thursday. They're going to want that team to fight just as hard as the visitors tonight. Right, it's the time of the show. The coin toss can be as dramatic as the action on the track. Here's Scotty with the captains.
Thanks, Abby. It is that time again. I'm joined by the two captains. Leicester captain first, Max Frick. Max, an unbelievable turnaround by you guys at Sheffield. I think, is it fair to say that you possibly come away a little bit surprised? Obviously, going to every meeting wanting to win, but to only come away with a 3-point deficit, must be happy.
Yeah, exactly, because it was looking pretty average there in the beginning. So the boys did really well to turn things around. We finished the meeting off strong and, you know, just brought that back to 3 points. So, you know, it's all to play for tonight.
Certainly is. Thank you, Max. Josh, you guys kind of had it in the bag. 14-point lead, 3 heats to go, sorry. And then it just slipped away. I guess must be probably a little bit shell-shocked. And with that in mind, only having a 3-point deficit, I'm sure you're confident to come in with more. Does that change the way you attack tonight?
No, it is unfortunate. I feel like we didn't get it to slip away. Like the boys, like Leicester had the better gates in 13 and 15, and I feel like we were very, very, very unlucky in heat 14. So that played a massive difference, and I feel like if we come away there with an 8-point lead, it would have been respectful. Tonight, we are still 3 points in front, so we just got to come here and just, you know, start again in a way and just try and get as many heat wins as possible, and hopefully we can pack them off places, not get any lasts.
Okay, mate, what you just said about gate positions there, so there's an emphasis on that. I am going to do the coin toss, so I'm going to step forward, get you to call while it's in the air, please, Josh.
Tails.
Oh, it's a last call, and it has come down tails. Must have been weighted. You predicted that as weighted coin earlier, so what are you going to go with, heat 1 or heat 15?
We'll go.
So you're having a chat with Steady earlier, so there's a lot of emphasis on this.
We'll go heat 15.
Okay, mate, so heat 15. So what's it going to be in heat 1, please, Max?
We'll go 1 and 3.
Okay, there you go. Leicester Lions, 1 and 3, heat 1. Back to you.
Oh, super interesting. That makes me think the Sheffield Tigers are feeling pretty confident. It's a huge night of Speedway. It's time to meet the teams. Joining Calvin Tatum is Ollie Allen.
Thank you very much, Abby. Yes, big night ahead. Jai Etheridge, who rode his heart out on Thursday night, going to have to do something very similar here this evening. Of course, he was part of the late change to the Sheffield Tigers. Jai Etheridge, an Australian, in at number 7 tonight in the second leg of the second semi-final.
At number 6 for the Sheffield Tigers is the 22-year-old British rider Anders Rowe. He's had an excellent season for Sheffield, riding most of the season at number 2, and he's held his own there. So Simon will expect big points from him at number 6.
Yeah, I like the way Anders Rowe's gone about his business this year. He has been outstanding for them. Josh Pickering, the captain, rides at number 5, 28 years of age. Just ran out of steam, actually, like the team did in the last couple of outings in heats 13 and 15. He'll be looking to put that ride. He's a confident character, and he's going to have to inspire his troops here this evening.
Number 4 for Sheffield, former GP rider Maciej Janowski. Huge replacement here for Simon tonight, coming in place of the injured Nick Morris, who hurt himself at Sheffield. Vastly experienced, very technical rider, can score huge points on the night.
Hasn't had a great season, but as you rightly say, he has plenty of ability. Now, the man for me to watch for the Sheffield Tigers this evening is the former world champion Chris Holder. Chris Holder, who has really turned on the start on his return to British Speedway after having several seasons away. Holder in at number 3.
At number 2 for Sheffield, you've got the 22-year-old Leon Flynn. He's had another good season for Sheffield, really, and he's moved his way up from the reserve berth from number 7 to number 2, and he's been on good form, and he's been gating well.
He has indeed. He'll be looking for a big night. Now, Jack Holder, who had a indifferent start to Thursday night, then he rode extremely well. His points actually didn't really justify the sort of performance he's put in, and Jack Holder certainly will be looking to put his best foot forward. Just jetted in from riding in the playoffs in Poland yesterday in Torun. Home team now, Joe Thompson, who had a disappointing evening in Sheffield. He's got his brother here as a bit of moral support. 21 years of age, Joe Thompson will want to get on the score chart tonight.
Number 6, we've got Drew Kemp. He was in amongst the points at Sheffield. His gating was fantastic. Possibly wasn't as quick as he'd want to be. Inconsistent rider at times, but certainly has plenty of potential.
He had a tough night on Thursday. I didn't feel a bit sorry for him at times. Sam Masters had a wonderful night. He ended up being our cabin master rider of the night. His rides, and particularly in heats 13 and 15, out of the top draw. Superb stuff from Sam Masters. Can he replicate that here this evening? Good crowd here.
At number 4, you've got Kyle Howarth, former Sheffield rider. He spent 4 years there, in fact, before joining Leicester. Really gritty, determined rider, never knows when he's beaten, and you can expect fireworks from this man.
My man to watch for the home team, Ryan Douglas, again, another rider that's on his night. Hard man to beat, sharp starter, has had a good season. Ryan, who actually has his testimonial here this weekend. He's been around, can't believe how time has flown, but Ryan Douglas rides at number 3 for the Leicester Lions.
At number 2, we've got the American Luke Becker. He's had a tough year, had a serious back injury that he sustained in Poland, but he's come back strong. He had a poor night at Sheffield. He'll be looking to do much better tonight.
Indeed he will. Did not put his best foot forward. He's a lot better than that. And Max Frick, who's had a fabulous season, not just for the Leicester Lions. He has been the #1 man in the league. He has been exemplary. His speed, his technical ability on the track has been outstanding, and he's led from the front. And the Leicester Lions have certainly been the better for it. Max Frick leads the way for the home team. They're 3 points down. They were in the final. They made it through in the last heat here 12 months ago against the Ipswich Witches. Can they do it again here tonight? OK, let's make our way down to Abbey.
Calv, Ollie, thank you. So a reminder of that hashtag tonight, but first of all, I have to apologise that I didn't get to your questions on Thursday. It was a crazy evening. It was an attritional evening, and we simply ran out of time, but I will roll them over. I've taken photos of them. I will ask Scotty them later on in the show. Any other questions, just use that hashtag, LaiShu. We'll be on with the racing after this. We're joined by Max Frick, who is captain of Leicester Lions. Max, this is a big night tonight.
It is. So there's a lot of pressure. We're a few points down, but I think hopefully all of us boys, we ride to our capabilities. We should be able to pull that back. So we've got good weather tonight, so that's a positive, and hopefully produces some good racing.
Only 3 points down. It could have been 14. You must be so proud of what the guys achieved in that latter part of the meeting on Thursday.
Yeah, I think we had definitely a good run of heats towards the end of the meeting that brought us back into it. 14 points would have been a tough ask today, but I think 3, there's definitely all to play for still.
And Max, you've just been majestic around your home track. You've been so sensational. Stuart Ditson, he's an emphatic, he's a passionate manager. The ingredients are there for a great night.
Exactly, yeah. We've all been riding really well here all year. We've had some great scores as a team, so hopefully we can use that home track advantage tonight. But it's been a few weeks since we've been here. The weather the last few weeks hasn't been too kind to us, so it's nice to be back here, and hopefully we can just put on a good show tonight.
And it's so competitive because there's so much at stake, but there's so many Aussies in both the teams. Saw you chatting to Josh Pickering. What's the camaraderie like between you all?
I think we all get on pretty good. We race a lot, across, all of Europe together. So I think we travel a lot together. We know each other from over years and years of racing. So it's good fun. Lots of Aussies here tonight, so it'll be a bit of fun.
But feeling optimistic?
Yeah, definitely.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
And the fans have turned out in their masses. It's a huge night ahead. It is the second leg of the second semi-final between the Leicester Lions and the Sheffield Tigers, and it's Heat 1. And their number 1 riders of both sides are going to want to get off to a better start. Calvin Tate and Ollie Allen, your commentators for the evening.
They are indeed, Abby. Big opening race, of course, and a brave decision, I believe, by Josh Pickering. He won the coin toss and deferred the decision to Heat 15, allowing Max Frick to immediately take skates 1 and 3. We'll see how that pans out for the Sheffield Tigers. Just would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Zach Weidneck. Won the World Long Track Championship at the weekend. We had Chris Harris in second place as well. But what a wonderful achievement it is for young Zach. His engine tuner, Peter Johns, Paul Hurry was with him. David Lord, of course, who made the bikes for him. So a wonderful effort. Many congratulations to Zach Weidneck, our 2025 World Long Track Champion. Heat number 1 here this evening, 3 points in it. What an incredible turnaround it was at the conclusion of Thursday night. Here in the second leg, can the Sheffield Tigers do what they haven't done this year and put in a massive performance here at the Hydroscand tonight? Jack Holder flying in from Torrent, where Lublin, who he represents, actually got turned over. They went down by 18 points yesterday, so Jack will be looking to really put his best foot forward here this evening. Plough Speedway, here we go. Line up for the first race of the evening. We've got Beckett coming out of gate number 1 in blue, Leon Flint gate number 2 in yellow, Max Frick out of gate 3 in red, and Jack Holder from the outside in yellow. Your thoughts about the coin toss?
I'm with you, Kelvin. I think it was could potentially be a mistake for Sheffield to go down that road. I personally would have wanted to start strong with the gates that we wanted.
Well, gates 2 and 4 may just prove us wrong, but I must say Max Frigg didn't have any hesitation at all with taking gates 1 and 3. Time will tell whether that's... I had a message from Pete Adams, the great Pete Adams, who was the team manager for Wolverhampton for so long, reminded me that 6 of the riders in the Leicester team were originally from the Wolverhampton team. Here we go then, green light comes on and the tapes are up and we go roaring into the first turn, and it's Frigg. Frigg gets there, here comes Holder around the outside. Great effort from Holder. Holder's going to fire himself to the front. Crikey, that's tight. They respond well, brilliantly. We've got Becker in front. Frigg, how on earth they managed to get back to the front, because Holder looked like he was going to get the better of the Leicester Lions. But Luke Becker had a disappointing evening last Thursday. He's out in front here.
Yeah, excellent start from Becker and Holder. It looked like Holder was going to get round it, but Luke Becker looked over his shoulder, saw him coming and shut the door in. Jack Holder now in third place, putting Max Frigg under loads of pressure, looking to cut back off turn 2.
5-1 at the moment, very tight indeed. Holder coming round the outside of Frigg. Frigg then slams the door shut. They're into the last lap. Becker looks terrific out in front. Holder is all over the back of Frigg. Very tight indeed. Certainly looking good. But what a start. What a start for the Leicester Lions, and they take the lead in the tie now. The perfect start from the home team. It's been one-way traffic in the last 4 races when you reflect on last Thursday. And now the first race tonight, gates 1 and 3 working a treat. And that's exactly what Stuart Dixon and the Leicester Lions were looking for. A fast start. And Max Frigg and Luke Becker got the big score. They got the maximum score in the first race of the evening. Look at that crowd on their feet. Fabulous crowd here as well. Luke Becker, that's more like it from the American. 3 points out in front, 2 points from Max Frigg, under a lot of pressure from Jack Holder back in third place, 1 point, and Leon Flint missed out in heat number 1. It was tight round this first corner, Ollie, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Jack Holder in the white helmet makes a good start from gate 4. He's almost there. He creeps round the outside of Max on the first bend. You'll see Luke Becker have a little look as he comes. There he is. He has a look. He sees it's not his teammate, so he shuts the door. Max Frigg then just pushes his way up the inside of Jack Holder. I'd have to say after that, Jack Holder looked really fast. He had plenty of speed. We see again Becker in the blue helmet on the inside, makes a good gate, does a sensible thing, hugged it tight around the first bend. You'll see him have a look now. He moves over, shuts the door on Jack Holder. That kind of stops him and allows Max Frigg to dive up the inside. But there we see Jack Holder again. He's got loads of speed in third place, and he's put Max under pressure the whole race. But Max, he knew where he was coming, he knew where the danger was, and managed to stop him. 5-1 for Leicester.
Big ride from Frigg. He was able to protect Becker out in front. And they take the lead in the tie for the first time by a slender margin, 48 points to 47 on aggregate, a 5-1 in the opening race. So the ideal start to the home team. Long way to go. At least 14 more races to come, possibly 15 if it's a tie. We will have a super heat to decide who will join the Ipswich Witches in the grand final. Riders out on track. Drew Kemp, who had a busy night on Thursday evening. He came up with some important rides as well, Drew Kemp, made some good starts. And heat 6, he had a really good 5-1 with Sam Masters. But Anders Rowe has been a terrific rider for the Sheffield Tigers this year. And the more I see of Anders, the more I'm liking what I'm seeing. He has been in really good form throughout the year. Heat number 2, riders are out tapes. Line up for the second race of the evening is Anders Rowe. He will start from the inside gate in the white helmet colour. Drew Kemp out of gate number 2 in red. Jai Etheridge, gate 3 in yellow. And Joe Thompson, who had a tough night on Thursday. He'll be looking for better this evening. He will start from the outside in the blue helmet colour. Drew Kemp and Anders Rowe went really well on Thursday last week.
Yeah, both boys were in the mix, all in the action throughout the night, and eventful nights for both of them. But I think both team managers will be calling on those two for some good points tonight.
Well, we saw them switching the reserves around on a regular basis on Thursday. Team managers are allowed to do that. If a reserve really gets going on an evening, they can have a total of 7 rides, and they can be the difference between winning and losing. Will we see something similar this evening? Drew Kemp, as I say, he looked exhausted at the end of the night. He really had worked very hard indeed, and Stuart Dixon kept throwing him in and cracking the whip. And I must say, he did try to put his best foot forward pretty much throughout the evening. So here we go then, second race of the evening. Right, green light comes on now, and the tapes are up, and we come charging into the first turn, and it's this time, gates 1 and 3, it's all about the Sheffield Tigers. Rowe off the inside, round the outside, good move from the man in the yellow helmet colour, Jai Etheridge. Good response this from the Sheffield Tigers, bouncing back, not going to be easy for the Lions, back in third. Drew Kemp's got a lot of work to do, but Anders Rowe off the inside gate, and Jai Etheridge dominating heat number 2.
Yeah, that is an excellent start from the Sheffield boys. Anders Rowe stretching his lead out in front. Jai Etheridge in second place, coming under a little bit of pressure from Drew Kemp. You get the impression if he makes a mistake, then Drew will be ready to pounce. But this track here at Leicester is notorious for being hard to overtake on. So if you can make a good start like the Sheffield boys have here, then you've got the race almost in the bag.
Tell you what, Anders Rowe's flying out in front. Jai Etheridge coming under a bit of pressure from Drew Kemp back in third place. Joe Thompson a little distance back in fourth, but this is some response from the Sheffield Tigers, and it's flip-flopping 5-1s in the first 2 races. And Simon Stead's men bounce back off of gates 1 and 3. In heat number 2, they needed that, and they levered it up on the evening. And they take a 3-point lead once again on aggregate, moving on to 52 points to 49. Exactly what was required after the first race here tonight. And it does appear that we're going to be in for some tussle here in Leicester this evening. Rowe out in front, great ride, 3 points in front. Jai Etheridge back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Drew Kemp in third, and Joe Thompson missed out in heat number 2. Gates 1 and 3 have worked a treat so far.
They have indeed. Anders Rowe in the white helmet makes an electric start from gate 1. He's miles clear of Drew Kemp going into the first bend. Has a couple of looks for his teammate, does the right thing. Jai Etheridge, good first corner from him to tuck into second place. Here we see again Anders Rowe from gate 1 with an electric start. Hugs it tight on the first bend, checks to see if his teammate's there, moves over into the lead, and Anders Rowe looked really impressive out in front. The longer the race went on, he just stretched his lead, and that's an encouraging start for him.
Yep, pretty much like his season. He has had a season where you would suggest he's really beginning to come of age, and down at reserve this evening with rides like that, I'm sure Simon Stead will be very much encouraged. Riders on track for heat number 3. 52 points to the Sheffield Tigers, 49 to the home team. So, as I say, 2 5-1s, but 1 to each team. So the 3-point advantage has been restored after heat number 2. So Chris Holder is my man to watch for the Sheffield Tigers this evening. A rider that has a vast amount of experience and has been going along nicely for the Tigers this year. We have a change, of course. Maciej Janowski, what a rider potentially to bring in for the injured Nick Morris. We send our best wishes to Nick, who had that nasty crash late on Thursday night. So Janowski, who's been riding for the Oxford Spires this season, comes in to replace the injured Nick Morris in heat number 3, and he'll be looking for a big performance. Certainly Simon Stead. I like that. I like the way they've gone about their business, Sheffield, with that. It's like a real statement.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke to Simon about it before the meeting, and he really said it's, you know, he's putting everything on the line. He's gone all in on getting magic in, and hopefully it pays off.
Line up for heat number 3. Carl Howarth on the inside. Former Sheffield Tiger, of course, rides for the Lions. It's gate number 1 in blue. Chris Holder out of gate number 2 in white. Ryan Douglas, gate 3 in red. And Maciej Janowski coming in, gate 4 in yellow. My 2 men to watch on the inside, Carl Howarth and Chris Holder. Could be a bit of a ding-dong battle between them on the way to the first corner. Carl Howarth certainly knows how to put himself about. He's not shy when it comes to being on a speedway bike, that's for sure. Here we go then. Heat number 3. Just 3 points in it. Tapes are up. Let's go racing. charging into the first turn. Holder makes a lovely start. Round the outside of Holder. I tell you what, Ryan Douglas had a hard time. That's a really good first corner. How on earth did Holder pull that off? He took care of Douglas in the first turn. Howarth was very nearly up the inside. Howarth has come up the inside. Where did he find that from? Howarth now nearly backing it in. Now it's going to get tight down the back straight. Very tight indeed. Holder just having to wind the triple back. Because Carl Howarth having a real go. What a race this is. And Carl Howarth riding out of his skin.
Yeah, huge first lap there from Kyle Howarth. Showed us everything that he's famous for, that gritty determination. Forced himself up the inside of Chris Holder. It looked like Chris had the race in the bag, but Kyle Howarth was forceful. He pushed his way through. Chris Holder now back in second place. Ryan Douglas back in third, and it's a 4-2 for the Leicester Lions here, but excellent first lap from Kyle Howarth.
Superb lap, and I've got to say that Carl Howarth has just shown what it's all about and what it means. Terrific race between Holder and Howarth, former teammates of course last year, now in opposing camps. Ryan Douglas had a tough time in the first corner, really was a tough one, but tell you what, playoff speedway, that's what it's all about, and this man comes through in flying colours. They lead by 2 points now, the home team tonight, and all of a sudden they move on to 53 points, just 1 point down after the conclusion of heat number 3. Carl Howarth, smashing ride from him, 3 points out in front. Chris Holder back in second place, 2 points. Ryan Douglas, third place for him, heat number 3, 1 point, and Maciej Janowski missed out in heat number 3. This was quite a stunning opening lap. Looking forward to seeing it again.
Yeah, lots going on here. Chris Holder from gate 2 looks like he was going to be the first man to win from gate 2. He gives Douglas a huge nudge on the first bend, and at this point it looks like he's got the race under control, but Howarth, maybe a bit of home track knowledge there, holds a tight line around turns 3 and 4 and just manages to force his way up the inside of Chris Holder. But I was impressed by Chris there. He didn't give up. He battled hard as the race went on. Didn't always look overly comfortable in second. Here we see again Holder in the white helmet colour makes a good start, and this gets really tight with him and Douglas going into the first bend. Douglas a little bit hard done by there on the first bend. Chris gives him a big nudge, gives him another nudge. I mean, if he'd gone down there would have been an argument for an exclusion,
tough
possibly.
First turn.
Very tough. Playoff speedway, like you said, Kelv.
Yeah, playoff speedway. Doesn't get better. This is some contest. Going to be quite a tussle throughout the evening, no doubt about that. We've got a change coming up in heat number 4. Jai Etheridge has been pulled out here, the number 7. And we've got Anders Rowe coming in to replace him. No surprise, Simon Stead immediately looking to use his reserve that looked very impressive in heat number 2. He comes in. Not only did he win the race, he looked really quite quick as well. So, working the programme as best he can. So there we go. Riders coming to tapes for heat number 4. We've got Joe Thompson out here, who failed to score first time in heat number 2, looking for his first points of the evening. And of course we've got Sam Masters and Josh Pickering, that's their first ride. Masters, who started slowly actually, his first ride on Thursday evening, he was sort of a distant third. Must have made a few tweaks to the equipment, because he had a second and then 3 consecutive wins and won the big races at the back end of the night, which was very impressive indeed, and ended up being our rider of the night. So the final rider just making his way round now is Josh Pickering, and Pickering, who will be really fired up tonight. He just missed out on heats 13 and 15, didn't he?
He did, but in typical Pickering style, he was all action, fully committed, and I'd expect nothing less from him tonight. He wears his heart on his sleeve, Sheffield captain. He'll be wanting to do well tonight.
So line up heat number 4 is Joe Thompson, second ride of the evening. He's on the inside in the blue helmet colour. Anders Rowe, his second ride as well. He'll come out of gate number 2 in yellow. He is a reserve replacement. Sam Masters will start from gate number 3 in red, and Josh Pickering off the outside in the white helmet colour. 2 Australians on the outside will be going head-to-head here, no doubt about that. Stuart Dixon will be reasonably pleased with the way it started. His team did him a massive favour with huge results in the last 3 races on Thursday, when they were 14 points down. It really is. I think everybody's still getting over the way the meeting concluded on Thursday. What a night in prospect here. Just 1 point in it. 53 points to 54. The Tigers with a slender lead. Green lights on, tapes are up, we're away. Charging into the first turn. Look at Rowe, Anders Rowe, fabulous start out of gate number 3. He makes light work of that. Here comes Masters into second place. A charge down the back straight. Pickering coming through into third place. Thompson's gone down on the entrance to turn number 3 with the red lights come on. He's up on his feet. I think we're going to be able to carry on, and that's good news for the Tigers because they're on a 4-2.
Yeah, what a start from Anders Rowe. We thought he looked good in Heat 2. He's following that up in Heat 4 with another fast start and looking really quick out in front. Sam Masters in second is no slouch at all, but Anders Rowe has absolutely left him.
Anders Rowe cruising away out in front. 2 rides, 2 wins. We did mention Anders Rowe earlier on. He's had a terrific season and he is looking fabulous out in front. Barring mechanical failure, he's going to move on to 6 points. They have no answers. The more experienced riders behind him really do have no answers, and I'll tell you what, that is a smashing ride from Anders Rowe, making light work of more experienced riders. Brilliant out of gate number 2 and made light work of it. Joe Thompson got himself up off the track, so the race did continue. And I've got to say, the Sheffield Tigers are hanging tough right now, and they have the 3-point advantage once again. Rowe out in front, very impressive indeed. 3 points for him. Sam Masters back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Josh Pickering in third, and Joe Thompson unfortunately slipped off the bike. He's okay, he's making his way back to the pits now. But Anders Rowe, look at this.
Yeah, Anders Rowe in the yellow helmet off gate 2 makes a really good start. Bike hooks up all the way to the first bend, just like you want it to. Intelligent first bend, hugs it tight, gets all that fresh grip on the inside, and then clears off out in front. Here we see Sam Masters in the red helmet off gate 3. It's a couple of bike lengths down on Anders going into the first bend, and Anders' bikes, it's working all over the track. Looks really comfortable in front. There you see at the back, Joe Thompson, he backs it in behind Josh Pickering and just overturns it and does a 360 and does well to clear the track. But excellent ride from Anders Rowe, and Simon Stead will be really pleased to have a reserve going so well.
Absolutely superb start for Anders Rowe, unbeaten so far. Okay, let's make our way down to Abby. I believe Simon Stead is joining her.
Yeah, a very studious Simon Stead working that programme. That was an inspired move. Anders Rowe has been so impressive all season long.
He's been brilliant, you know. He's a great kid, big future. Really pleased to have him at Sheffield. Number 2 all season's been really tough, and he's really excelled and been really strong. Just obviously Leon's also matched him every step of the way really, and had a really strong campaign at reserve as a rising star. The fact that Anders gets a bit of respite and gets into the reserve berth, I think it just helped Anders with a little bit more confidence, and just seeing what he's capable of tonight again. He's on fire.
It could be handy for you this evening.
Could be really handy, could be busy.
Very busy, and you are. Steady, thank you so much. We're going to take a short break. That hashtag is Lyshee. Questions to Scotty at the end of the programme when we come back. On with the action here in Leicester. We're with Carl Howarth of the Leicester Lions. Carl, you know how to deal with these big occasions.
Yeah, we've been in a few of them now, and yeah, we're back at it again. That time of year, playoff season, and a really good meeting to look forward to.
It should be brilliant, but what's it like facing your old club, you know, a club that you captained for years and showed that much commitment to, and you've won the Premiership with them as well?
Yeah, like I said on an interview on Monday, they was my club last year and Leicester are my club this year, but no, it's great to be in a playoff against them, and obviously I'd love to win against them too, you know, out of just respect. And both teams have had two good years this year. Sorry, a good year this year, and really deserve to go all the way, but one of them's got to go out, unfortunately, and hopefully it's Sheffield.
And it is so close.
Yeah.
You guys put in such an impressive display, especially in the second half of a big meeting, and there was some controversial decisions, there was lots of drama. What was it like to compete in?
Yeah, obviously, it's that time of year when obviously the meetings start to get tense, and the big meetings where you need to deliver. And you look at last week, and the last 3 heats changed it, didn't they? Totally just turned it up 9 points. We gained 9 points in free rides, so it changed it, and it put it just 3 points in it now. So it's everyone's to take, isn't it? At the end of the day, obviously we know they go good here, and they know we go good here. So look, the first 4 heats are going to be crucial.
How are you and the team feeling?
Good atmosphere. Obviously, the meetings, them last 3 rides, if we was coming here with 14 points, I think it's a lot harder to chase. But 3, it's definitely doable.
Good luck tonight.
Cheers, thank you.
Welcome back to the Hydroscand Arena for the second leg of the second semi-final between the Leicester Lions and Sheffield Tigers. All even on the night. Difference on aggregate, 3 points to Sheffield Tigers' favour at the moment. Now, before we continue with the racing here in Leicester, to remind you of Premier League action this weekend. Brian Mbumu makes his return to Brentford this Saturday lunchtime following his summer switch to Manchester United. United side head to the G-Tech Community Stadium off the back of a much-needed win against Chelsea. We're live from 11 AM on TNT Sports 1 and Discovery Plus. And we're live here in Leicester, and it is a tasty affair. Time to continue the racing. Heat 5, back to Calvin Ollie.
A tasty affair indeed, Abby. And I must say, the Sheffield Tigers are hanging in there. They haven't had a great run of form here at the Hydroscand this season, but so far in the first 4 races, they are keeping it tight. And the 3 points that they came here with, they have managed to hang on to. Long way to go, of course, but so far, this is quite a contest here tonight. No doubt about that. Hey, number 5, riders coming round to the tapes. Track's pretty slick. 1 or 2 lads had a bit of a practice here earlier today, but very different from the sort of conditions they encountered last week on Thursday. I do hope that the drone isn't going to collapse onto the start. No, thought it might be on its way down there, but fortunately not. Who's this? All right, bit of a last minute. Who's this? Is this Leon? Leon Flint on his way round. Just was he coming out with no goggles on? That would have been a bit uncomfortable.
It did look like you should. That's an awful lot of confidence if you're willing to go to the start line without them.
Yeah, I don't need those. I don't need that. I'm going to make the start. Yeah, it's all right until you don't. Okay. The line-up, heat number 5. Leon Flint with goggles. He will start from the inside in the yellow helmet colour. Ryan Douglas, gate number 2 in red. Jack Holder, gate 3 in white. And Carl Howarth, the hard-charging Carl Howarth, will start from gate number 4 in blue. Now, Carl Howarth got the better of Chris Holder. Will he get the better of Jack Holder here in heat number 5? Holder, who had to battle hard in heat number 1, but got out-battled. Howarth, very determined on his opening gambit in heat number 3. Quite a line-up. Simon Stead, nail-biting times, a slender lead. Nothing in it here, really, just the 3 points. But the Tigers are in front. We're racing again in heat number 5, and they roar into the first turn. Round they go. Douglas has hugged to the inside. Round the outside comes Howard. Here goes Holder around the outside of Douglas. Carl Howard so far has been absolutely inspired. Form from gate number 4. Here comes Douglas. Douglas coming up the inside of Holder. Oh my goodness! How did they all stay on there? That was very close indeed.
Yeah, huge first lap from Jack Holder, forces his way around the outside of Douglas and drops it on him going into turn 1. Douglas nearly came off, but Kyle Howard looking for his second win on the bounce. Really good first lap and good start for him. Jack Holder at the moment can do nothing about Howarth out in front.
Carl Howarth really is riding out his skin so far. He's got a lap to go. Jack Holder, of course, the world number 5 right behind him, trying to intimidate him a bit, but got to say Carl Howarth so far has been absolutely superb for the Leicester Lions, desperate to get his team through to the final, and it is a heat advantage with Ryan Douglas coming through in 3rd place. It's had to be a strong move earlier on from Jack Holder to move into 2nd place. Leon Flint out the back, but for Carl Howarth, this is vintage Carl Howarth, you have to say.
Yep.
Really good stuff from him, and just the point between the two teams now, 59 points to 60. Carl Howarth riding out of his skin so far, superb. Fully appreciated by the home crowd. 3 points for Howarth. Jack Holder back in 2nd place, 2 points. 1 point for Ryan Douglas. No points for Leon Flint in heat number 5, but a 4-2 advantage to the home team, and they close in. There's just 1 point in it now.
Yeah, as you watch them come off the start, Jack Holder off gate 3 just gets sandwiched between the Leicester Lions. It's Kyle Howarth from gate 4 that makes the best start. If you watch Kyle in the blue helmet there, his bike lifting on the way to the first bend. He gets there just before Jack Holder gets onto that faster outside line. Jack Holder then follows him around the outside and puts a move around the outside of Douglas. And as you watch them come down the home straight here, they get really close. And it's a really hard lap there by Jack Holder, brave and fully committed to go across the front of Douglas. Douglas nearly comes off in that incident into turn 1, but Kyle Howarth inspired out in front.
Absolutely terrific. Etheridge coming out here is another reserve switch. Anders Rowe, who he swapped with Etheridge in heat number 4. They now reverse it round. Reserve riders have to have a minimum of 3 rides, so they've got to come out. But, it is absolutely common practice for them to be switched around, and Simon Stead has been at it so far tonight. No changes for the home team. Got to say the home team looking strong here in heat number 6. Max Frick and Luke Becker superb in heat number 1, and they come out to try and replicate the 5-1 once again here in heat number 6. Got to say on paper here, I fancy the home team. Pickering coming out, just turning his chain oiler on and make sure that the discotheque on the box underneath the seat there has got all the right lights flashing there, Ollie. I don't understand it these days, but they look good anyway.
They do. He's just making sure he's got the right song on for the start.
All right, yeah, he's got the right playlist plugged in. Here we go then. Heat number 6, not too far away. So line up, 6th race of the night, Max Frick. He goes from the inside, the red helmet colour. Josh Pickering out of gate number 2 in white. Luke Becker, much better from Becker last time. He comes out of gate 3 in blue, and Jai Etheridge, who has replaced Anders Rowe here, goes from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Got to say, Stuart Dixon will be looking to this racing. We'll be seeing this, and Becker and Frick look good first time out, didn't they?
They do, and you look at this race on paper, and like you say, Leicester are going to fancy their chances here. Josh Pickering has to get out of the start well and get in the mix and try and split this pairing if he can.
Absolutely right. Can he do it from gate number 2? Frick, who is a determined character here at the Hydroscand Stadium. And Frick, I must say, has been absolutely superb throughout the season. Luke Becker, who was on a tremendous run of form. There's Frick. So riding on the continent on there. And Becker, just quickly, he started the season, the American, so well, and that neck injury really did halt his progress. Gates 1 and 3 here for the Lions. Can they take advantage? Green light is on. and tapes are up, and we go roaring into the first corner. And I tell you what, Josh Pickering must have heard you, Ollie, because he's made a terrific header. He hits the front, Etheridge has come up the inside. Look at this from the Tigers. Sheffield Tigers right in the thick of the action. Becker's at the back. He's trying to get round the outside. And look at this from Pickering. He's dug in. He's made a fantastic start. Etheridge hanging on in third place. Good news for the Sheffield Tigers.
That is a fantastic start from Josh Pickering, captain of the Sheffield Tigers, doing more than what I expected, to be honest. And he's out in front. Max Frick's not going to let him read the entire race. At the back, you've got Etheridge. He's coming under pressure from Becker. Becker looks up the inside going into turn 3. He dives up the inside of Etheridge. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can.
Becker's through to third place. We've got a lap to go. Pickering riding like he has stolen that motorbike. Frick has gone too wide in turns 1 and 2. And Josh Pickering, he comes to the party in heat number 6. He looked good. On paper, you don't win many races on paper. But that is a result. And Pickering, the captain of the Sheffield Tigers, plays the part. Big time. In heat number 6, no question about that. That could have been a 5-1. Easily to the Leicester Lions. Not to be, because that man produced a stunning start out of gate number 2 and really delivered when his team needed it. 3 points for Josh Pickering, an important ride. 2 points for Max Frick. 1 point for Luke Becker coming through into third place. Jai Etheridge failed to score in heat number 6. This is so tight. Still just the points in it.
Josh Pickering in the white helmet makes a fantastic start from gate 2, drops the clutch and the bike just explodes off the line, gets over the top of Max going into the first bend, and from then on he's relatively untroubled, and Max is nigh on unbeatable around here, so that is a fantastic ride from the Sheffield captain. Here we see he's out in front. Here we see again gate 2, Josh Pickering in the white helmet colour. I think Simon Stair would have looked at that race and thought if we get a 4-2 against, he'd probably take it. But Josh Pickering had other ideas, and that really is a fantastic ride from the Sheffield captain. And Jai Etheridge in third place, he looked good.
He did. Just Luke Becker took his time and found a way through. And the American came through to a vital third place, actually, because it was certainly putting them under pressure when they would have been fancying their chances. But Josh Pickering, absolutely outstanding ride from him. And there's no doubt that the Sheffield Tigers are going about their work very professionally, and they are making it a real fight of it. No doubt about that. Heat number 7. Riders appearing on track. Drone just giving us some new angles here this evening. Chris Holder out for the second time tonight, as is his partner Maciej Janowski, who will be looking to improve here in heat number 7. Failed to score in his first ride. There he is. He is the replacement for Nick Morris here tonight. So riders have promptly come up to the tapes for the next race. So the lineup for heat number 7. We've got Chris Holder on the inside in the white helmet colour, Sam Masters gate number 2 in red, Maciej Janowski looking for his first points of the evening, gate 3 in yellow, and Drew Kemp, the fast starting Drew Kemp, will go from the outside of the blue helmet colour. Maciej Janowski, who was out of the picture in his first ride, didn't get away very well at all, and then it was all at the action at the front. Has to have made some changes to the bike setup, because he wouldn't have flown in, he wouldn't have made all this effort just to go through the motions. He'll want to play his part.
Yeah, I totally agree. He'll have a lot of pride in his performance. He hasn't had the best season, certainly for someone of his calibre. So he'll definitely be looking to bounce back. He won't be happy with that first ride.
Absolutely. Riders just taking their time before they come forward. 62 points to the home team on aggregate, 63 to the Sheffield Tigers, so nothing to choose between the two teams. It's tight. A lot of people expecting the Leicester Lions just to roll the Tigers over this evening, but that has not been the case. A little bit of indecision on the start line, but they finally settle down now. Here we go then, heat number 7. Green lights on, tapes are up, we're roaring into the first turn, and it's the Sheffield Tigers Janowski right up the bank, Holders on the inside. Here comes Drew Kemp. Where did Drew Kemp find that from? That is a stunning first turn and back straight from Drew Kemp. He fires himself to the front. They're holding Masters at the back. Janowski's in the second place, Holders in third. But Drew Kemp, how about this? Super ride.
Yeah, fantastic start from both the Sheffield boys, and Drew Kemp, really good first corner to split the pair and coming off the first bend. But now at the back, you've got Sam Masters putting the Sheffield duo under all sorts of pressure. Chris Holder looking over his shoulder, trying to cover every one of his moves.
Sam Masters having a real go at the back. Drew Kemp's got it all under control. Oh, it's tight coming out of turn 4. Masters has come through to third place. Can he get the better of Janowski? Crikey, it's tight as they go down the back straight on the final lap of heat number 7. Masters now switching back to the inside. Can he get there? Crawl. Oh, that's tight. That's very tight indeed. Drew Kemp with a stunning move earlier on to get the better of the more experienced riders. Sam Masters having a real ding-dong battle with Chris Holder initially. Still waiting for the outcome for between second and third. Can't feel your program in yet. But Drew Kemp with a lovely ride. That really was a superb move coming out of the first corner. Crowd on the feet. Plough Speedway at its best in heat number 7. Steel shoe hanging off as well. Yeah. Makes it even more dramatic. Not easy to ride without your steel shoe on, believe me. Let's just see the finish again so we can just see exactly what happened here. Well, tell you what, it looks like Masters might have got that, but it's very difficult to see actually in truth. Shame we haven't got a camera straight across the start and finish line. But Phil Griffin, our referee, has a decision to make. Which way round that could be crucial in the outcome of this playoff semi-final. Minimum of 4-2, but is it a 5-1? Here we go, here they come. It's Janowski on the outside, Masters on the inside. I don't know.
I'm going Magic.
I think it might just be Janowski on the outside. That is awfully close, awfully close. I'm glad I'm not the referee because that picture isn't ideal and the decision is being delayed. But as I say, the difference is huge. So we're hearing it. It's a 4-2, it's not a 5-1. Phil Griffin, the referee, decides that Janowski hangs on. Could be absolutely vital in the outcome. Crimp, Drew Kemp, what a ride from him, 3 points. Janowski, by the skin of his teeth, hangs on to second place. Could have gone the other way. 2 points for him, 1 point for Sam Masters in third. What a speedway race this was.
Yeah, what a first corner from Drew Kemp. Keep an eye on him in the blue helmet colour. At this point, he's in third place. He rides sort of mid-track and comes off the first corner really well and drives between the Sheffield pair. Magic really just goes too wide on the first bend, and in truth, Magic in second place never really looked comfortable throughout the race. You'll see again Magic from gate 4. Makes a good, or gate 3, sorry, makes a good start with his teammate. And the gap between them is just too big coming off the first bend. And Drew Kemp looked really good out in front. Janowski in second place. He doesn't look overly comfortable. You get the impression he's holding his teammate Chris Holder up in third place, who eventually loses that battle to Sam Masters. And Sam then nearly gets Magic on the run-in over the finish line. So
that was tight, wasn't it?
Yeah, very tight. Great ride by Drew Kemp and fantastic battle from Sam Masters to salvage what he can.
So there we go, heat number 7. What a fabulous race it was. Bit of a moment just to take a breather. Let's get some reaction now with Abby and Stuart Dixon.
Stuart, we knew it was going to be a tense affair. Did we expect it to be this tense?
Pretty much so, yes, Abby. I think it might even go right down to the wire tonight. We're in a meeting. I knew we were going to be. I said before that they've got 3 points to defend to, and they're matching us. some surprise results so far. You know, you look at the score chart, but that's what playoff speedway gives you. This is a big heat. They're all big. But no, listen, that is what I expected, yeah.
Fine margins though, Stuart. I mean, even just the delay to see who took that second place there, Magic getting it in the end. But like you say, this is playoff speedway.
Sam thought he'd got it, you know, sort of thing. But, you know, that's why we've got the transponders. It sorts out any problems now. There can be no bickering and arguing. We got a 4-2 from an unexpected, you know, when I look at it, it's normally Sam that would win the race. No disrespect to Drew, but Drew popped out there. I need that, Drew Kemp. That's what I need for the rest of the night. If we do, we've got a real chance.
Yeah, and he was really gesticulating. He was smashing his speedway bike. That's the sort of emotion we want to see from him.
He shouldn't be losing 5-1s in his home track in Heat 2. I told him that. The place was bouncing after Heat 1 and it went flat instantly because we lost it. We've now got it back again, but we're not riding quite as good. I think we need a bit more aggression. There'll be a team talk coming up shortly.
Thank you. I'll tell you, if you could buy that energy, it'd be worth a fortune. There will be a team talk. We'll make sure that we keep our cameras on that. It is so close. We're going to take a break. Can't keep our eyes on it. Take a breather. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Leicester. What a contest we have on our hands. The most important score is, of course, the aggregate score, and it's just a point separating the two sides. Leicester Lions have their noses in front just. Scotty, what's it like out on the track?
Well, it's dangerous at the moment because the tractor's about to come round, so I'm going to have my wits about me, but he's just done a track grade, so he's pulled that dirt line, was starting to build up on the outside, which you saw the boys start to use. Drew Kemp used it very, very well in that first turn, so as he scoots past me any second, where's he gone? No, he's gone that way, so I can move up. Yeah, so you can see I'm coming up onto this first turn where Drew Kemp used this bank and it goes right, almost right up to the airbags, and he then cut back down. You can make a real long straight, but just on the exit of the turn where the drone is hovering right now, the riders have got to be careful that the track then starts to flatten off, so you can get carried away, start to chase what we call that dirt line that will build up here later, and then if they go too far, they lose that traction. Magic Janowski went too wide on the first turn, which allowed Drew Kemp that run up the inside. What's quite deceptive and can be quite tricky for the riders now is where do they ride, because you can't really see where the racing line was. There will be, as the night goes on, a massive no-go area in the middle of the track. You're going to be curb or fence. You've got to be careful not to get stuck on that kind of middle bit of the track, but the drone's showing right now, you can see all that dirt's been pulled around, so racing lines in this next one will be tricky. It will start to move out as lap by lap the boys will start to come out here, but just be careful, keep an eye on the guys being a little bit sneaky around the inside. Abby, back to you.
Scotty, sneaky action out on that track. Loving your work, sir. Just a reminder, all you motorsport fans, you've got more to enjoy this weekend. It's huge. MotoGP Grand Prix of Japan. Marc Marquez has dominated the MotoGP grid this season. The Spanish superstar has had the most points of any rider in a single season. He can clinch a 7th title on Sunday. So make sure you set your alarms to join Susie Perry and the team from 5:15 a.m. on TNT Sports 2 and Discovery Plus. But here in Leicester, Stuart Dixon said it's an important heat. Heat 8, back to Calv and Ollie.
Yeah, I agree with that, Abby. I think that this is a race where he would be expecting to increase the lead. As you said previously, just the 1 point in it on aggregate, which is the score we need to keep an eye on. 66 points to 65. Midway point of the second leg here in Leicester this evening. 23 points to 19 on the evening, but there's no doubt a couple of changes as well. Joe Thompson has been replaced here for the home team by Drew Kemp, and Anders Rowe has had a terrific night so far. He will come in for Leon Flint, who has failed to score in his 2 outings. Anders Rowe, I remind you, has had 2 rides and 2 wins, so he's flying so far tonight. So once again, the team managers are ringing the changes as we come to the midway point. Anders Rowe just arriving at the tapes. Line up for you for this race, heat number 8, Jai Etheridge on the inside in yellow, Joe Thompson. Joe Thompson's still in here actually, so excuse me, no Drew Kemp. I thought it was, there was, or is it, sorry, the graphic is incorrect, sorry, do apologise, I just look like...
that's Joe Thompson. That's Joe Thompson in blue.
Bit of confusion,
yeah.
But Joe Thompson is out here, not Drew Kemp. We've got Anders Rowe, Jai Etheridge and Luke Becker. Now the American in this particular race will be the favourite to win it. Joe Thompson will be, I'm sure, Simon Stead. Joe Thompson hasn't scored a point so far, so this is an opportunity to get his 3rd ride done. He'll be hoping he scores, but Joe has been out of form just recently. But with 1 point in it, the Leicester Lions will be looking at this race thinking, right, we need to grab some points off the Tigers if we can. Here we go then, racing about to get underway. Tapes are up, what a start from the Tigers. Absolutely, Etheridge on the inside, here comes Rowe round the outside, but Becker is now in the thick of the action. It's close going into turn 3, Rowe very brave, winding it on, Becker again, battling hard, but the Sheffield Tigers, is it Becker? No, Becker's done well. Becker's done brilliantly to come through in the 2nd place, but Jai Etheridge, superb out in front, but this is good news, very good news for the Sheffield Tigers.
Yeah, excellent start from both the Sheffield Tigers. I can't help but think Anders Rowe got caught out a little bit by the track grade. Luke Becker was clever on the first lap, held a tight line. He's now looking up the inside of Etheridge. Etheridge is going to have to keep pushing as the race goes on because Becker is fast in second place. He's looking up the inside now.
He's coming. Jai Etheridge hanging on out in front. Time running out for the American. He's up the inside. Can he get there? Etheridge is just going to slam the door shut. Becker elected to go around the outside. Can he get there? He chops his nose off. Tiger the line. Etheridge hangs on. Super Speedway once again in heat number 8. Great battle out in front. Do believe the Australian Etheridge got the better of the American Luke Becker in heat number 8. And a big result for the Tigers. Big result for the Tigers. This is such a close contest. Brilliant ride. Etheridge hanging on out in front, 3 points for him. Becker back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Anders Rowe. Joe Thompson missed out in the heat number 8. Another terrific speedway race. As hard as Becker tried, he just could not quite get to the front. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, Jai Etheridge in the yellow helmet. He makes a great start from gate 1. Anders Rowe, his teammate, joins him on the run into the first bend, but I think Anders Rowe, he's headed out wide on the first bend, expecting to pick up some grip, and I think where the track was graded, like Scott Nichols spoke about earlier, that dirt line wasn't quite there for the first few laps, and Luke Becker managed to just force his way up the inside. Here we see again Etheridge in the yellow helmet. Great start from here, and Anders Rowe joins him, and at this point it looks like Sheffield are on a 5-1, but the part of the track that Anders is trying to use, there's just no grip there at this point, and clever ride there from Becker. He forces his way up the inside into second place, and then sets his sights on Jai Etheridge. And here you can see, I think this is the last bend. Etheridge has a look over his shoulder, thinks that's not my teammate, so he goes over to shut the door. Becker cuts back, but Etheridge just holds on. Fantastic ride from him, and Simon will be over the moon with that.
Terrific ride from Jai Etheridge, and there's still just a point in it, and the Sheffield Tigers now lead by 1 point, 69 points to 68. Okay, Abby, down in the pits.
Oh, it's so good down here. All the Tigers just chatting there. Jai, you held off pressure from Luke Becker so well.
Yeah, I heard someone there, so I kind of just went a little bit tight last corner and sent him over the shoulder, so stopped his run, and it's playoff speedway, ain't it?
And Jai, you come in to the Tigers late, and there's so much pressure on you, but everyone's shoulders tonight because there's a grand final at stake.
Yeah, definitely. It was only halfway the other night. We kind of threw away a good lead, but we're here to play, aren't we? So it's not over.
What was Pico and Jack Calder, what were you all saying?
Just a good ride, just talking about the track and that kind of stuff, like what to do. So I think we're sorting it out.
Are you going to give us any secrets away?
No
chance. Thank you, Pico, just giving you a slap on the back as well. Okay, back to you guys in commentary. What a night we've got.
What a night indeed, Abby. This is very exciting, isn't it? And it's closer than I think a lot of people thought it was going to be. Sheffield Tigers have not been terrific here this season. There's no doubt that the Leicester Lions have been a bogey club for the Sheffield Tigers in 2025, but so far this evening, they are really putting their best foot forward, and it really could go either way here tonight in Leicester. We'll just have a small delay because Anders Rowe has got 2 on the spin for us, who just dropped his first points in the last ride, but nonetheless, coming through in 3rd place was still very handy indeed. Simon Stead, just a few words of wisdom. Now, when I was riding, boy, I would make the start like this and then wind it on in the first corner. But Simon's, in all seriousness, Simon Stead must be encouraged with the way his team is fighting tonight.
Absolutely, yeah. They're certainly putting up a fight. Like you said earlier, their form here at Leicester previously hasn't been great, so it was always going to be an uphill battle. But yeah, Simon's rallied his troops, and they're doing well at the moment. It's good. It's really close contest.
Exciting stuff. The riders have been released to come back out onto the track for heat number 9. Anders Rowe just getting himself ready for his 2nd consecutive ride. So Josh Pickering's out here again for the Sheffield Tigers, partnered by Anders Rowe, and Pickering was outstanding in his previous ride. Made the start, up against some big hitters from the Leicester Lions, and it came through in flying colours. It was a terrific ride from him. Anders ROWE just going to give a push off. Being told he's not allowed to do that, but he's obviously not. He's obviously can't read because there's a huge sign in there. But he's not going to worry about that too much. Fortunately, the referee hasn't seen it. Or has he? There we go. Anyway,
he's not listening to you.
No, that's right. He didn't do anything wrong, Your Honour. Anders ROWE coming round for his 4th ride of the evening. 2 on the spin. Heat number 9. What a night it is. Just 2 points in it on the night. 1 point on aggregate. Doesn't get any better than this. Brilliant crowd, great atmosphere, and we've got a dry night. Heat number 9, we've got Josh Pickering on the inside in the white helmet colour. Kyle Howarth unbeaten so far. He comes out of gate number 2 in blue. Anders ROWE gate 3 in yellow. And off the outside is Ryan Douglas in the red helmet colour, gate number 4. Now Douglas has had a tough night so far. Been trying awfully hard, but it's been really ruthless out there. Kyle Howarth has just been exceptional. Really has turned on the snarl in his first 2 rides. Can he reproduce it here? Could be quite a tussle, because guess what? Pickering's on the inside of him. Here we go. Looking forward to it. Green lights on. The tapes are up, and we're going into the first turn. And round the outside, Douglas, can he hit the front? Pickering's on the inside. Douglas gets there. It's tight. We've got Howarth back in 3rd place. Pickering coming on strong once again, trying to get up the inside of Douglas, but Douglas hangs on. Back into 3rd place. It's Kyle Howarth. Howarth again looking good, coming on strong.
Yeah, fantastic start from Douglas from gate 4. I thought Pickering had made it, and I think so did he, but at the last minute, Douglas gets across him. Pickering now under immense pressure from Kyle Howarth, who's unbeaten on the night so far. But this, a 4-2 advantage for the Leicester Lions, and that will give them the aggregate lead.
Indeed it will. Pickering hasn't given up the ghost. He's having a real go, but round the outside, Douglas looks like he's going to pick up his first win of the evening. One last blast through the final corner. It's tied out of there, but Douglas hangs on. Pickering back in 2nd place. 4-2 to the home team, and they will take a slender lead at the conclusion of heat number 9. Douglas is chuffed with that. He's had a hard night so far, but finally got his nose in front, and once he did, pretty convincing out in front. Pickering was always there, lurking in 2nd place. So Douglas out in front, 3 points for him. Pickering back in 2nd place, 2 points. Kyle Howarth in 3rd. He drops his first points of the evening, 1 point. And Anders ROWE unfortunately missed out in heat number 9. It's a 4-2. It's 72 points to 71 to the home team.
Yeah, keep your eye on Ryan Douglas from gate 4. He makes a characteristic fast start there from gate 4. He gets all the way across, elects to run up high on the first bend, which he almost loses that first spot to Pickering coming off the first bend. Here we see again Douglas from gate 4, electric start, gets all the way across, then chooses to run wide on the first bend. There's not as much dirt there as there was earlier in the night. Pickering nearly picks him off coming out of the first bend. After that, Pickering looked fast in 2nd place. He kept Douglas honest in front.
Yeah.
Kyle Howarth drops his first points of the night. But this Leicester duo here of Douglas and Howarth, they are the engine room of the team. They look strong.
They do indeed. And they picked up the heat advantage, but once again, there is nothing to choose between them. It's flip-flopping. It was 68-69 to the Tigers in heat number 8 at the conclusion, and now all of a sudden it's 72-71 with the home team leading by just 1 point. Really close evening. This is some lineup, heat number 10. Worth watching this one. Frick's back out here. Becker's out. Simon Steads, he's going to join the party, get his Kevlars on. He wants to get part of it.
Where are they?
Yeah,
someone get them for me.
That's right. Hold me back, somebody. I want to get back in the action. Number 10 could be a pivotal moment in the outcome of this meeting, no doubt about that. What a line-up, heat number 10. Matzo Janowski coming in here. Gate number 1 in the yellow helmet colour. Lou Becker out of gate number 2 in blue. Chris Holder gate 3 in white. Max Frick off the outside in the yellow helmet colour. It's been nothing to choose between these two sides throughout the evening. Sheffield had a 3-point lead coming into the evening. They're now just 1 point behind on aggregate. But this meeting really is hard to call. I wouldn't know which way it's going to go. You sense Stuart Dixon said it. He fancied it was going to go all the way. Can't disagree with him right now.
No, it's really tight at the moment. There's been some unusual race winners when we haven't expected it, and yeah, I wouldn't want to call it at the moment.
No, big race this. Some big hitters out. Max Frick has ridden so well this season. Can he produce something pretty special here? Luke Becker certainly playing his part. What's Luke done so far? It's gone along okay, isn't he? He's had a win, he's had a second, and he's had a third. So he's having a good night. But this off gates 2 and 4, they'll be looking to try and increase the lead. No team has really been able to stamp their authority on this leg so far. And you've got to give the visitors a lot of credit for that, because the Tigers are really in this fight, no doubt about that. The two big cats, the Tigers and the Lions, having a real good scrap. Here we go, Ted charging into the first corner, and it's all about the Lions. The Lions have got the better of the Tigers on the way to the first turn. Beckett's on the inside, here comes Frick on the outside. They're in charge here at the early stages of E10. Got away sharp and since the tapes went up. Got to say it was an untidy start for the Sheffield men. But this is dominance here in heat number 10 from the Lions.
Yeah, really good start, really fast start from both of the Leicester boys. The tapes weren't held very long at all, they were quick away. And Max Frick looking really good in front. But you have to say, Luke Becker, he struggled at Sheffield last week, and tonight he's shown up and he's making a difference.
Right on the brakes, Becker. They're riding in harmony out in front, these two looking terrific. Holders back in third place. Into this last lap. Oh, Becker's gone down! Drama there as they go in there. Not sure he had a mechanical issue. The red lights are on. He hasn't been able to get up. He's tangled up with the bike. Got to believe there was some sort of issue with the bike.
Chain, it looked like.
No real reason for him to have come off. And was just saying that was going to be an absolutely pivotal moment in the outcome of this meeting, and of course now it isn't. I'm sure it'll be awarded with a 3-all with just under a lap to go. Becker is up, but what do you think?
Looked like a chain to me.
Yeah, it is. We're having it confirmed. Rear chain has hopped off, and that's the reason Becker goes down. That's a hammer blow for the Lions. They were in complete command of heat number 10, and all of a sudden the Sheffield Tigers, sometimes you need a bit of luck.
You do, yeah.
Need a bit of luck. It might just come the way of the Tigers because they were out of it. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, Luke Becker in the blue helmet, keep an eye on him. He comes into the bend. You see the bike let go there. The engine cuts out, and look, yeah, you can see the rear chain fall off. Now, whether it was a primary chain that went first and then caught the rear chain, it's unusual for a rear chain to go going into the bend.
Yes, true.
So I think possibly, there you go, I think you can see the front chain go, you see the sparks, and then it takes the rear chain off. You see the engine lose complete sort of drive there, or the bike loses drive going into the first bend, and he lets go.
Big blow.
Yeah, big blow for Leicester, but a lifeline for Sheffield.
Indeed, because they would have maybe just got a little bit of a foothold in the evening, but as a consequence of the chains coming off, Luke Becker failing to score. Frick's out in front, he picks up the 3 points. Chris Holder in second place, 2 points. Matt Sajanowski back in third, 1, and unfortunately for Luke Becker, he failed to finish in heat number 10, so the slender lead of just 1 point is retained, 75 to 74, but it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, the Leicester Lions from gates 2 and 4 make really good starts, both of them. Clever first corner from Becker. He has a look over his right shoulder, allows his teammate Frick to come round him. And you see again Frick in the red helmet colour. He makes a really good start from gate 4. Luke Becker on the inside, you'll see him have a look for his teammate now. Does the right thing, lets him round the outside. And Max Frick looks really good in front. I have to say, Luke Becker, I've been really impressed with him tonight. Struggled away at Sheffield. He's had a really serious injury this year, so to bounce back from that and to be on this sort of form is impressive. But shame there to lose the chain, because he had that second place in the bag.
Indeed it was. Okay, let's get some reaction with Abby.
Steady, how are your nerves doing?
Shot.
Guys in commentary saying that you just want to go out, get your Kevlars on, go out and do the business yourself.
I don't know, sometimes, yeah, when it's in your own hands, but look, I've got full confidence in the boys. They're putting every bit of fight that they've got into it. I can't ask any more than that. It's been a strong start. We've kept it tight. Just have to try and finish off the meeting.
We're going to have a look at Heat 9, where there was a bit of a moment with Carl House, hard to see, but did both of his wheels go over the white line?
I don't know. I just asked the referee to double check it because I saw the dust come out there. Look, it's really, really close. Really close. I just wanted to make sure that the referee had seen it and to double check it. That was all.
Thanks, Eddie. Keep those nerves in good order. Oh, Cal, Ollie, how are your nerves doing?
Well, yeah, I tell you what, it is an extremely exciting night. You're dead right. Fortunately, I've gotten skin in the game. I'm just enjoying the fact, that it's a really close contest, and we are witnessing some super speedway on an evening which is chilly, but track is in good shape, and no rain in the air. It's thoroughly enjoyable. So just 1 point in it. Sheffield just being let off the hook a touch in the previous race. Should have been a 5-1 to the home team, but it wasn't to be. So we've got heat number 11, 75 to 74. Heat number 11 rapidly getting through the heats here. Nothing to choose between. Leon Flint out here for his third ride. Now Leon really hasn't arrived tonight. I don't know what it is. We saw him at Sheffield making some fantastic starts, but here this evening just hasn't found the key to it. Will he do it here in heat number 11? Line up for you. Sam Masters, inside gate red, helmet colour. Gate number 2 in white is Jack Holder. Gate 3 in blue is Drew Kemp, and Leon Flint will start from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. So vital now. Can't afford to make mistakes. Desperate moment, of course, for Luke Becker and the Leicester Lions. You can ill afford those sort of things kicking in now when it's so tight.
No, that would have been a nice little bit of breathing space almost for the Leicester Lions, so they will be very disappointed with that, and on the flip side to that, Simon will be he'll be relieved.
Indeed. Sam Masters just turning round, coming up to the tapes now. So looks like it's got time on its side. Jack Holder, who hasn't managed to win a race so far, but he's certainly been in the thick of it. He's had a third place and a second in his first 2 outings so far. Here we go then. Heat number 11, Start Marshall's happy, he moves away. Phil Griffin puts the green lights on, and the tapes are up. It's an even break, it's tight into the first turn. Round the outside, Kemp. Up the inside is Masters. Kemp again, he's at it again, Kemp. Brilliant stuff as he charges down the back straight. Masters is on the inside, round the outside, coming on strong. It's Leon Flynn. Leon Flynn hasn't scored a point, he's a bit untidy, but gotta say this will be a handy 5-1 to the home team.
Yeah, but Jack Holder's not giving up. Here he comes round the outside of Drew Kemp on turns 3 and 4. Can he get it done? He does. Fantastic ride from Jack Holder. He's now setting his sights on Sam Masters. But what a first lap from the Leicester boys. Drew Kemp coming up with the goods again. But Jack Holder with a really clever second lap there to get into second place. But Sam Masters now in front. He looks to have the race under control.
Sam Masters out in front. But I tell you what, keep your eyes on Jack Holder. Holder coming flying down the back straight on the last lap. Roaring round the outside. Kemp back in third place. But Masters does it. Just since Drew Kemp mid-race, rode too conservatively down the bottom end and allowed Holder round. But it's a 4-2. It's a 4-2. It's so important. And now they move 3 points in front as a consequence. 79 points onto 76. Leicester Lions just creeping away a touch. It's not safe, it's not over, far from it. But a very useful heat advantage in heat number 11. Sam Masters, nice ride from him, 3 points. Jack Holder hasn't won a race, but by God, he's tried hard. 2 points in second place. Drew Kemp back in third, 1 point for him. And Leon Flynn, who was right there earlier on, failed to score. Another super speedway race here in Heat 11.
Yeah, fantastic race here. You see the Leicester Lions boys, they make a brilliant start off gate 1 and 3. Sam Masters hugs it tight round the first bend. Drew Kemp goes wide, picks up the speed down the back straight and comes into second place to join his teammate. Sam, at this point you've got Leon Flint in third place, and it was probably his most competitive ride of the night. But his teammate Jack Holder, as soon as he gets into third, he immediately goes to the outside. And Drew Kemp possibly just riding a little bit too tight on turns 3 and 4 and allows Jack Holder to get into second place. Jack's been, you can't fault his effort tonight, like the first leg, but his gating's just been a little bit off and it's letting him down at the moment.
Yeah, good ride from Masters. He comes through in fine colours there, and it's needed. And a 3-point advantage now on aggregate to the home team. Abby, down to you.
Thank you. Yeah, Max, 3-point advantage on aggregate. Could have been more. That Heat 10, you guys are on for a 5-1.
Yeah, exactly. But Drew's doing really well out there. He's scoring some good points for us, and a bit of a mistake there, but other than that, he's been riding awesome. So we just got to keep it up, keep chipping away. Obviously, the score's pretty close at the moment, but we've still got a few more heats to go. So hopefully we can just kind of keep chipping away like we are. Yeah, it's still all to play for.
And Max, look, it's Speedway and it's just been kind of flip-flopping between who's had the lead. We're going to have a quick look at Heat 10, where it was just one of those moments where, you and Luke so dominant. What can happen? You lose a chain and it's a huge luck for Sheffield.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some, and that's the luck of the draw. But, luckily Luke's, he's all right. He'll get things fixed back up and hopefully be good to go again.
Max, thank you for chatting, especially in these tense moments. We're nearly at the latter part of this deciding meeting. One of these teams is going to be meeting Ipswich in the grand final. Who will it be? Join us after this. 4 heats are remaining here in Leicester, and that aggregate score now, it is the Lions who have a 3-point advantage. It was the Tigers that came into this evening with a 3-point advantage. It's been such a close night of Speedway, and we have 4 heats still to go. We're fast approaching the new season of Gallagher Prem Rugby, and once again TNT Sports will bring you every match live. Round 1 kicks off with Sale versus Gloucester on Thursday night from 7 p.m. But in the thick of the action always is Scott Nichols, and it is a close pits here, Scotty, and bike setup always crucial.
It is, Abby, especially this point in the meeting where the track is starting to slicken off a little bit, and with Leicester being quite a tight track, a lot of people will start taking teeth off, so smaller sprocket. But you've got to be careful, because then the bike can be too flat, it's lazy off the corners. Then it starts to be those little subtleties, those small little things that you can make. So one of the changes that a lot of the boys are making now is shorten the bike up to get more traction. The bike is shorter, it grips more. In simple terms, you can see this is one of Chris Holder's spare bikes. You can see this slot here at the back of the bike. So he's got his wheelbase really quite long, which is where you'd normally start the meeting when there's a lot more grip and on the starts and on the track. And if my cameraman just slides backwards without going too far, without tripping over, I'm going to slide around here, and then you can see Jack Holder. Sorry, Jack, I'm not giving too many secrets away here, but he's got his wheelbase really short, so the spindler's right towards the front of the bike. So that's just a subtle change. It's not going to alter the characteristics of the engine. It's not going to kill the engine. It's just going to give you more grip, more traction as that track slickens off. Other little bits, they can just detune with the ignition a little bit. So you see the guys down the other side of the bike just altering the ignition timing a little bit, just to soften the bike a little bit, get more traction without actually killing it and affect the way it handles too much. But shortening the bike does make the bike a little bit more aggressive, so it will be a little bit more lurchy in the turn. So the riders have to be really brace ready when they hit that dirt of the bike to react a little bit. So yeah, look out for those setups, and over to you guys in commentary.
Yeah, thanks, Scotty. Jack Holder looking for a start. Can't buy one so far this evening. He has been trying everything he knows, but hasn't been able to get himself to the front. The track is actually quite dry here this evening, and when you consider some of the weather that's been kicking around on Saturday in particular, there's no doubt that we are quite fortunate here on Monday evening to have a cold but dry evening, and they are dragging the loose material around. Not easy to overtake, so a lot of emphasis on the start line. And as Scott was describing, Ollie, once some of the dirt has gone from the start line, it's not so easy to get as much grip. And clearly the boys are just tweaking the setup to try and keep the bike. Well, get your nose in front here, you've got every chance of picking up a race win.
Yeah, you have indeed. The track, like you said, is dry, is slick tonight, and I think that's what Stuart Dixon will want for his Leicester boys. It seems to me that as the nights progress, the Leicester team are starting to edge. They're starting to get an advantage, and I think as the track slickens off, they're looking a little bit better, possibly a little bit ahead of the Sheffield boys on their bike setup. Certainly a heavier, deeper track would favour the Sheffield boys, I think. But yeah, when you consider Leicester, they were on a 5-1 and lost it due to an engine failure, and it ended up being a 3-3. Yeah, they really should be slightly further ahead.
So not too much longer to go. We've got a change here in heat number 12. Joe Thompson has been replaced by Drew Kemp. Joe has had his 3 rides, and Drew Kemp is coming in now to replace him. And Drew Kemp has had a pretty good night, to be honest. He's been in the points, he's had a race win, he's had a couple of 3rd places, so he'll be hoping to go well here. And he will partner up in heat number 12 with Ryan Douglas, who was a winner last time out after a couple of 3rd places himself. Nothing really in it, you know. You wouldn't want to predict it so far, because there's Sheffield Tigers are no doubt that they are not throwing the towel in at all. They are desperate to get to the final and race against the Ipswich Witches, but the Leicester Lions have just got their noses in front. Line up for heat number 12. We've got Ryan Douglas on the inside in the red helmet colour. Anders Rowe, gate 2 in yellow. Drew Kemp is the reserve replacement for Joe Thompson. He'll start from gate 3 in blue. And Chris Holder goes from the outside gate in the white helmet colour. 2 and 4 for Sheffield, 1 and 3 for the Leicester Lions. Douglas got his nose in front last time for the first time. Drew Kemp, got to say, although he got past, he made a bit of a mistake last time. Drew Kemp has every chance. He's a good starter right now.
He is, yeah. He was skating well in the first leg. He skated well tonight, and I think if he can iron out that mistake and ride the correct line, then he's a trump card here for Leicester.
Could well be. So Simon Stead will be looking to see his men bounce back here in heat number 12. Done him proud so far. Chris Holder, who has had a steady night, hasn't won a race. This will be timely for him to do so now in heat 12. Here we go then. Riders are ready. Star Marshallers likewise. Saves up. Let's go. We're into the first turn. Oh my goodness, that was untidy. On the inside though, Douglas is there. Got to say, Anders Rowe's having a good go around the inside. Here comes Kemp down the outside. We've got Douglas in front. It's very untidy run to the first turn for Chris Holder. Holder in all sorts of problems. But Anders Rowe is there. Drew Kemp running high and wide, leaving himself vulnerable. Can he get there? Yes, he hangs on the third place, but Douglas is away.
Yeah, good first lap from Douglas, and even better one from Anders Rowe. He forces his way up the inside of Drew Kemp. At the moment, as it stands, Leicester Lions on a 4-2. But Chris Holder trying to put pressure on Drew Kemp in third place. He's going to try and force his way up the inside. But Anders Rowe at the moment holding on to that second place. Holder again looks up the inside of Drew Kemp, but at the moment, Kemp holding strong.
Kemp's out wide, Holder up the inside. Douglas is all tight. Crikey, I thought they were going to run into each other. Very close indeed down the back straight in the final lap. Douglas wins his second race of the evening. Big moment for the home team. Gotta say, another consecutive 4-2, and all of a sudden they got a 5-point advantage with races running out. The Lions, you said it, Ollie. You thought as the track was slickening off that the home team were getting better, and the last couple of races have gone their way. Thrilling speedway here in Leicester this evening, and the Lions just beginning to get a little bit of a foothold now. Douglas, second win of the evening, 3 points for him. Anders Rowe riding well, 2 points for him in second place, 1 point for Drew Kemp, and Chris Holder, as hard as he tried, just could not get amongst the points in heat number 12. Let's see it again.
Yeah, here we see, I think it's Ryan Douglas off gate one. He makes a really good start. Elbows here going into the first bend between Kemp and Chris Holder. Holder nearly goes down, does awfully well to stay on the bike.
Yeah.
Douglas here, he's in front. And keep your eye on Kemp in blue and Holder in white. They smash handlebars going into the first bend. I mean, if Holder had every opportunity to go down and possibly look for an all-four, but he stays on the bike. Anders Rowe then forces his way into second place. Here you see him, he'll close Kemp off coming out of turn 4. And after that, it was a good ride by the young boys in second and third, Rowe and Kemp. They've done well tonight for their respective teams.
They have indeed. Certainly Holder and Kemp really battling throughout. Very tight on the last lap, and they could have clashed and could have been a little bit ugly going down the back straight in the last lap, but wasn't to be. It was another 4-2 for the Leicester Lions, 2 on the bounce the last 2 races, and there is a 5-point advantage now on aggregate for the Leicester Lions. Sheffield Tigers got 3 races to go as a minimum. Could have a superheat here, of course, to determine who's going to go through to the final. Far from over this. Can be turned around very quickly indeed. 5-1 here to the Sheffield Tigers, and there'll be just a point in it. Riders coming forward. What a lineup we've got for E13. This is looking good. I've got to say, Max Frick and Sam Masters were outstanding last Thursday at Sheffield in E13 and E15. They really did join up and ride brilliantly. Can they do it again here? Line up heat number 13, Jack Holder, looking for his first win of the evening. He'll start from the inside in the white helmet colour. Max Rick, gate 2 in red. Josh Pickering, he comes out of gate 3 in yellow. And off the outside in the blue helmet colour is Sam Masters. So this is quite a moment. Sheffield Tigers desperate to try and get back in it now. Could do with at least a 4-2 here if they can. Reduce the deficit. 3 races at a minimum here tonight. Last couple of races, a bit of warning signs for the Sheffield Tigers.
Yeah, they have. Leicester are starting to look good and look confident tonight. This is a huge race in the course of the evening in the semi-final. I think it's Jack Holder. It's time for him to step up, I think, and make one of his starts.
Yeah.
It's about time.
But shorten the bike up like Scotty noticed. He'll be hoping that just roars him into the first turn. Can make you lift a bit, so you've got to get your chin on the front mud guard if you can. But Jack Holder is a quality performer, but he's not alone here. Frick's not easy to beat. They've got gates 1 and 3. They do have the choice in heat 15 as well. So will that prove to be a good one? There's not much room between gates 3 and 4 here.
Pickering's not happy with it.
Here we go. Could be a bit of argy-bargy. Sam Masters and Pickering. Here we go. Tapes are up. Oh, the argy-bargy, I'll say. Jack Holder gives Max Frick a real clout. Down the back straight. Oh, tight. Frick's come through in second place. Jack Holder got the better of the opposition on the run to the first turn. Oh, Frick. Stunning move from Frick. He gets the better of the opposition. That's what he's been doing all season long. Holder coming back in now. What a race.
Yeah, Jack Holder finally makes that start we've been talking about, and Max Frick was a fantastic move on him on the first lap to push himself up the inside, but Jack Holder, he's not giving up, he's following him around the outside, Pickering now up the inside. Jack Holder continuing his chase on Max Frick. He doesn't want to give this one up yet.
Frick under immense pressure with a lap to go. The 2 Australians. There are 4 Australians. Oh! Jack Holder on the inside. Stunning move from Holder. Where did he find that from? Can Frick reply? Oh, it's time to run to the line. Oh, my goodness gracious me. And what a fight that is from the Tigers. And they just refuse to throw the towel in. And that was proper speedway in heat 13. Stunning ride from, well, it's not Max Frick, that's Jack Holder. And Jack Holder is a truly extraordinary ride from him. Hadn't won a race throughout the evening. And not many people pass Max Frick here at the Hydroscand. And Jack Holder delivers a stunning performance in heat number 13. And there's just 3 points in it now. What a ride from Holder. Smashing ride from him. 3 points out in front. 2 points for Max Frick. Josh Pickering back in third. 1 point for him. And Sam Masters misses out in heat 13. It was a 5-point lead. Now it's down to 3.
Here we see, watch
See it again.
Sam Masters there and Pickering. You see Masters duck his head. He's trying to put Pickering off. A little bit of gamesmanship at the start line there. It doesn't work as Pickering beats him to the first bend. Jack Holder, he arrives off the start line. He's there. He makes a good start. Now keep your eye on Max Frick in the red helmet colour here. He goes wide. Look at the outside here. Masters ducks his head. Tries to put Pickering off. Doesn't work. Holder and Frick, they clash going into the first bend. At this point, Holder's in front. He looks like he's got the race under control. Max Frick goes in wide into turn 3, cuts back, then takes the line off Jack Holder coming onto the home straight. And then after that, it's all about Jack Holder because Jack hunts Max down. You don't expect it. You don't see Max get overtaken here, but Jack Holder there with a fantastic cutback off turn 2 to dive up the inside of Max Frick. Fantastic ride from Jack Holder.
Okay, let's get some reaction, Abby.
Okay, just having some brotherly love there. What a ride, Jack Holder.
Yeah, playoff speedway, that's what it's all about. Yeah, I haven't really been getting off the start, so yeah, that one was definitely better. You know, me and Max collided in that first corner, and yeah, it's tricky out there. There's only really one really racing line, and if you're not on it, you know, it's like ice on that inside, so.
4 Aussies in that heat, but no love lost when you're actually out there trying to get into the playoff finals.
Yeah, exactly. We're all pretty good friends, and yeah, you know, was trying to look after Pico too. He was leaving me room and we were sort of like falling over each other a little bit, and yeah, there was enough room, and I got through and tried to hold it up there for one corner, and but yeah, we just need to keep going, keep pushing on.
3 points in it, Jack. This is so
We
close.
Up or down?
Down.
You'll be right.
You'll be out. Go do your thing. You'll be back out in Heat 15, I'm sure. Well, this is a brilliant night of Speedway. It's been such a close tussle. It is just 3 points in it in aggregate, but we have got Heat 14 to go. Back to you guys in comms.
Thanks very much, Abby. Crucial times now with potentially just 2 races to go here this evening. Just 3 points in it. And there's no doubt that a 5-1 here. 5-1 here to the Leicester Lions. And all of a sudden it's looking good news. Very much indeed. So a big result here in heat number 14 to the Leicester Lions. Potentially might just see them through with a race to go. Would give them a 6-point advantage going into heat number 15. I do believe my maths is correct. It's just about there. So what a moment for the Leicester Lions. There is a change here. We've got Anders Rowe coming in to replace Jai Etheridge. Anders Rowe, who has had a busy evening. He failed to score last time, but he's been put back in here, heat number 14. 5-1 will put the Leicester Lions onto 90 points and 83 points for the Sheffield Tigers, and that could just be enough. So Drew Kemp goes on the inside in the blue helmet colour. Maciej Janowski comes out of gate number 2 in white. Carl Howarth gate 3 in red. And Anders Rowe will go from the outside as a reserve replacement in the yellow helmet colour. Crucial times here in the second leg of the second semi-final. Really is a tense moment. No question about that. Here we go then. Riders coming forward. Yeah, 5-1 here, Ollie, and I think they've done it. A 4-2 wouldn't be enough, but a 5-1 could just see them through. Which way is it going to go? Heat number 14. We're racing. They charge in the first turn, and Maciej Janowski makes a great start. First time in the evening he's done it. Drew Kemp's on the inside, but here comes Janowski down the inside. It's tied down the back straight.
The inside as well.
Oh my goodness, real dramatic stuff there. We've got Janowski in front. Here comes round the outside. We've got Carl Howard doing all sorts of dramatic stuff here, trying to put Maciej Janowski under all sorts of pressure. Kemp's at the back, but a great battle for first and second. This will keep it alive for heat 15.
Yeah, Maciej Janowski under immense pressure here from Howard. Howard trying to use that dirt on the outside of turn 2. At the moment, there's not quite enough speed there. He sends it deep into turn 3 as well, but Magic at the moment, he's got this race under control, and he seems to have come to the party at the right time.
Carl Howard's doing everything he knows. In second place, Janowski riding with the eyes on the back of his head. Smart ride from Janowski, brought in to replace Nick Morris. Has had a quiet evening, but that's a crucial win for Maciej Janowski. And just as important, it's the third place for Anders Rowe. And another heat advantage to the Sheffield Tigers. Can you believe this? And they're battling back, and there's nothing between them now. And on aggregate, 87 points to 86. It's going down to heat 15. Well, it could go to a
steady skate pick was the right thing to do. He does know what he's on about.
He does indeed. What a result in the last 2 races. Maciej Janowski wins his first race of the evening, 3 points for him. Carl Howard's back in second place, 2 points. 1 point for Anders Rowe. Drew Kemp missed out. Second consecutive 4-2 to the Sheffield Tigers. And it's going down to heat 15.
Yeah, Maciej Janowski in the white helmet makes a really good start for gate 2. He covers that inside line going into the first bend, blocks the runner Drew Kemp, has a look over his shoulder checks his teammates not there, but what a ride from Anders Rowe in third place. He cuts back and dives up the inside of Drew Kemp to secure that third position. Here we see again magic from gate 2. Really good start and a really intelligent ride. He hadn't looked comfortable all night, but he finally got to grips with the track, got to grips with his setup, and he looked a lot more comfortable in that race. Really intelligent ride by him. And to be honest, it's a bit of a turn up for the books, really. A 4-2 here for the Sheffield Tigers. I thought the Leicester boys were going to get it done.
Terrific stuff. Let's get some more reaction from Abby.
Carl Howarth, you were charging so hard there.
Yeah, I was trying, just watching it on the screen, but just wasn't quite. I feel if there's a little bit more dirt coming off the corners, I might add him, to be honest. But yeah, I was trying inside and outside, so I went for it, but it just wasn't good enough.
We're gonna watch it now, Carl. But this isn't the time where you give, World Cup winner, a multiple Speedway Grand Prix winner, any respect. You just got to go hard at him.
Yeah, go hard, go home, but this is it. The playoffs. We worked for this all year, so it's both on the lines, and we didn't want a last heat. There's a highlight, that's for sure, but we've got one now, and that's how it goes.
I know, but for the fans though, it couldn't get more exciting. For the neutral fans, it's brilliant. So, right, we have got one heat remaining. It's heat 15. It's a huge heat anyway. It's even more so tonight because we have got a playoff final place on the line. That hashtag is Laishi. See you after this. Did you see this coming? We have got one heat remaining, and it goes down to this heat. 87-86, 1 point separating the two teams on aggregate. Lions have got a 4-point advantage on the night, but obviously that aggregate score, all important. Scotty, with the team managers.
Thanks, Ed. Well, I'm with one, but it's not his choice, so I'm going to have to wait for Simon Sedgear, but I'll have a quick chat with Stuart Dixon. Obviously, we're not going to decide, or you're not going to tell us who's out just yet, but going down to the wire, mate, I'm sure you'd like to have it wrapped up before now.
Yeah, I think for the people watching it on the TV, that's what they want, but from
not good for you.
No, from a team manager's point of view, I'd like to enjoy the last couple of races without the tension. It's been enjoyable, a nervous enjoyment. We obviously, it comes down to this race, and that's may the best team win.
It is, let's see. So, Simon, a bit late to the party, but playoff speedway, an awful lot. I'm sure you're just having a bit of a chat with the boys. Gate choice, it's your choice. That could prove pivotal right now.
Well, look, it's a nice thing that we've got it. We'll see, you know, what a great fight by two great clubs, you know. Playoff speedway delivers again, doesn't it? So I just hope we come out on top.
I have to be honest, I think a lot of people were surprised to see you guys in this position right now, so it's a credit to you. You can't say it, but are you surprised to be, given by your record here in the past, to be going down to last seat side only having a 3-point cushion?
No.
No, but it's, so what is it? What's the difference? Is it just purely it's the playoffs and everybody just lifts their game?
I don't know. I think it's a combination of things, Scotty. We've had an unsettled balance early on, early doors, and then we've come here with, I think we were without Jack one time. You know, there's just been factors. It's not just been quite, looking at the scores, you'd think, oh yeah, they just got beaten quite heavily. But it's not really been the case. And actually, the last time we were here, we only lost by 6. So it was a much better performance than had shown earlier in the season. So all the boys were confident that we could come here and do a job. But to be honest, I didn't really want it to come down to the last heat.
Well, at the end of the day, all that goes out the window now. He's down to last heat. You've got gate choice. Can you tell us who you're going with and what gates, please?
Yeah, we're going to take gates 1 and 3. Jack Holder in white off gate 1 and Josh Pickering in yellow off gate 3.
Mate, thank you. Best of luck. Stuart, you have gates 2 and 4. We just said there, I mean, neither manager wanted to go down to last heat decided. For us and the viewers at home, it's great. A lot of nerves. Who are you putting your faith in?
Ryan Douglas over gate 2, Max Frick over gate 4.
Great, thank you. I'll let you boys get back to it. Over to you guys.
Scotty, thank you. So it goes down to a last heat decider. Quite incredible. The Europa League returns this week. On Wednesday, we have Nottingham Forest, first European fixture since 1996, with a trip to Seville to take on Real Betis. Celtic are also in action as they take on Red Star. Then on Thursday, Aston Villa host Bologna, while Rangers take on Belgian side Genk at Ibrox. We have every match from the UEFA Europa League live across TNT Sports and Discovery Plus. Heat 15 then. Calv, Ollie, take it away.
Don't know if I can cope.
I've got it. Don't worry, I've got it.
Thank you very much. What a way to conclude this second semi-final, right down to heat 15. It won't go to a super heat because of the 5-0, of course, at heat 14 last week. 3-all to the home team, and they're through. A 4-2 to the Sheffield Tigers, and they will steal it, and they will be through to the grand final. Of course, last year against the Ipswich Witches here in the semi-final, the Leicester Lions took it to the last race that night and came through. Will gates 1 and 3 in heat 15 be the difference? Josh Pickering won the coin toss. I thought it was a brave decision to actually defer it to heat 15. It looks like it just could be the ticket to their route through. Who knows? And Jack Holder was outstanding in his last race, but they do need a heat advantage here if they're going to go through to the final. What a way to conclude tonight. Second leg of the second semi-final here in Leicester this evening. Fabulous crowd. We've witnessed some superb action. One more race to come. Line up for E15. Holders on the inside in the white helmet colour. Ryan Douglas has won his last 2 rides. He comes out of gate number 2 in red. Josh Pickering, gate 3 in yellow. And Max Frick Off the outside in the blue helmet colour. Holder got the better of Frick last time. What a way to finish the night, Ollie.
Yeah, couldn't be any closer. Fantastic evening of racing and a brilliant effort from the Sheffield boys. They really have put up such a fight. Big race on the cards now.
Indeed it is. Wouldn't like to predict it. Frick will be very keen to try and get the better of Holder. Holder rode so well. Very few people can pass Frick here this season, but Holder managed to do so. He'd been struggling a little throughout the evening, but by crikey, that was an important win from him in heat number 13. Got to reflect on also the fact that Luke Becker's bike gave up, and those couple of points could be the difference. Topsy-turvy night, thrilling night of Speedway, and what a dramatic way to conclude it. Here we go then, heat number 15. That green light is on and the tapes are up and away we go. And into the first corner. Oh, down they go. Red light comes on. Tell you what, the Tigers were away.
They were.
They were away.
Douglas goes down
Douglas
hard.
has gone down.
Yeah.
Was a bit of contact coming into the first corner. My instinct is that all four riders will be back here. Phil Griffin, the referee, will be watching it again. Let's hope Douglas is okay.
Yeah.
See it again here, Ollie. Let's watch it.
Yeah, keep your eye on Douglas in the red, Holder in the white. They'll clash going into turn one. Douglas is sort of leaning onto Jack Holder. I think the referee will go all four back. Douglas he's leaning on Jack Holder. Jack Holder's deviated off that inside line a little bit. Probably a classic case of first bend bunching, so all four back, I would imagine.
So concerned faces in the camp, in the Sheffield camp. No decision made yet by the referee, Phil Griffin. Jack Holder, who had got away pretty well, but did move over.
Yeah.
But we're hearing it's confirmed now. There will be all four back in the rerun. Probably the right call, in truth. And referee has that as a get-out cause, in truth, on the run to the first corner, early doors. And to all intents and purposes, that is the right call.
The Sheffield boys...
How much more dramatic can it get, Ollie? I mean, crikey, it was all getting so exciting, and we've got to all do it again. Douglas trudging back to the pits. He's in no hurry.
No.
Needs that bike knocked back into shape. He fell quite heavily, I've got to say, as he went in there. It was awkward, wasn't it?
It was awkward, but that is a tactical slow walk back to the pits to give his mechanics a little bit of extra time to get his bike ready. The Sheffield boys will be encouraged by the start they made, because both of them were clear.
They were, and it was looking good for them. As I say, a heat advantage for the Tigers, and they're through.
Yeah.
The 3-all is all that the home team require, but it did look like gates 1 and 3 were a slight advantage in heat number 15. Stuart Dixon will be nervous, or they're all nervous. As I say, playoffs have been introduced. They've been with us for some time, and they deliver year after year. Let's watch it once again. Holder comes out at an angle, lifts a little, they clash there. It's a classic case of a bit of bunching going in the first turn.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, you can say that Jack Holder deviated off the inside line, but everyone does from gate 1. That's what you do. You move out a little bit to try and get a good entry into the first bend. So yeah, classic all four back. Easy decision for the referee to make. It's a sort of there's no controversy at all with a decision like that. Douglas now back in the pits. His mechanics will be getting the bike ready, giving him his steel shoe back. He'll want that.
They're quite handy. Riding without it is awkward. No doubt about that. Holder, who has ridden well in the playoffs, hasn't scored maximum scores, but a couple of his rides on Thursday night last week were unbelievable. I mean, heat number 10, how close was he racing to Douglas, and found a way through. That was not an easy track. There was a challenging track at Owlerton on Thursday, and certainly the pass in heat 13 as well. Once again, truly spectacular speedway.
Yeah, Jack Holder, his commitment over the two legs really has been you know, out of the top draw. You can't fault him at all. His gating's not been what we expect from him,
no.
but you cannot fault his commitment to the team. So I've been very impressed by that.
Yeah, but he made a start there in heat 15.
Yeah.
Max Frick on the outside. Didn't get away as well as he would have liked. Will they make any changes to the bikes? Will they throw the kitchen sink at it, try and get it to the first corner and then worry about how to ride it afterwards?
You sound like you've done that before.
I think I may have once or twice. Certainly, there's one particular occasion in southern France I did it. Don't really know even now how I got it to the end. Anyway, riders coming out for a thrilling conclusion. Max Frick, he's on his way round. Ryan Douglas, yeah, he's out there as well, so that's good to see. Riders on their way back. What way is this going to go? Of course, the Sheffield Tigers, the champions a couple of years ago, first time in their history. They're trying to repeat it here in 2025. The Leicester Lions just ran out of steam last year against Bellevue in 2024 in the final. They're looking to go all the way once again to join the Ipswich Witches in a couple of weeks' time. Heat number 15, second time of asking. Holders on the inside in the white helmet colour. Ryan Douglas will start from gate number 2 in red. Gate number 3 in yellow is Josh Pickering, and Max Frick will start on the blue helmet colour from the outside gate. Now it's slick out there. It really is slick, and it's a long way to go. And you would suggest that Frick has either, well, he's got to either have Pickering miss it off for gate 3, or he's going to have to do a big turn back, and I can't see him having much room in the first corner.
No, I think it's going to get very congested on that sort of mid-track part of the first bend, and like you say, I think Max Frick will have a game plan. He'll probably have a plan A and a plan B. Plan A, make the start, get across to everyone. Plan B is look for that big cutback and make a move down the back straight.
Plan C, plan D, all sorts of plans. But
you don't want to confuse matters. 2 will do.
No, 2 will be plenty. Certainly that was plenty for me. But you do have a plan B, don't you, from gate 4?
Yeah.
Because you do have the opportunity potentially to turn back in the first corner. Having master rider of the night could depend on this result. It's got to, you know, could be a hero. Well, there's going to be heroes in heat number 15. Right, here we go then. Riders have come forward. Josh Pickering, the last one to arrive. Start marshal moves away. Green light comes on. Tapes her up. Here we go. Into the first turn. Frick stunning! Oh, that's stunning from Max Frick. He falls himself to the front. Douglas has come through the third. Pickering on the inside. It's close going into turn number 3. Max Frick, whatever he did there, he dropped the clutch perfectly, and he's away with Douglas in third place. This will be enough. Pickering's come through. Douglas now replaying the compliment. Frick's looking good in front here.
Yeah, what a start from Max Frick. Big battle at the back between Pickering and Douglas. At the moment, the Sheffield boys are on a 3-3, but that is not going to be enough to take them into the final. Someone is going to have to make a move on Max Frick, but at the moment it looks virtually impossible. He's steaming away in front.
Max Frick with a stunning start from gate number 4, second time around. He's cleared off out in front. He's been a superstar for the Leicester Lions throughout the season, and this is going to be enough. And the number 1 man for the Leicester Lions sees his team through to the final. What a night of speedway it is. And it's been a fantastic contest between 2 super teams. Got to give a lot of credit to the Sheffield Tigers. They turned up and gave their very best tonight. But in the end, Max Frick with an absolutely stunning start from gate 4. And he picks up the vital 3 points in heat 15 to see his team through to the final in 2 weeks' time against the Ipswich Witches. What a night of speedway. It doesn't get better than that. It has been spectacular.
Yeah, that is a fantastic ride from the top rider in the league this season, Max Frick, coming up with the goods when it mattered the most. Really good start from gate 4. He'd missed it the first time. He was grateful for the rerun. And the second time out, what a start from gate 4. And with him out in front, that's all the Leicester Lions needed. He knew he had to just get his head down, go as fast as he could, and a 3-3 would be enough for Max to clinch it for the Leicester Lions. You can see there he is with his team over the moon to book their place in the playoff final.
Superb scenes out on the first corner there, fabulous start. Max Frick has not only won that race, he's also the cabin master rider of the night, Ollie. What a way to do it. He is the hero of the evening for the Leicester Lions. As I say, you've got to feel for the Sheffield Tigers. They have played their part without doubt. The last two meetings, last Thursday and again this evening, have been absolutely brilliant speedway. Really has. We've seen some superb performances. And that man leads his team. He's been outstanding throughout the whole of the season, and he's seen his team across the line. Superb, superb effort once again from a world-class rider. Heat number 15, Frick does it for the home team, 3 points for him. Jack Holder in second place, 2 points, 1 point for Josh Pickering. Ryan Douglas missed out in the last race of the evening. So there we go. Tell you what, Max Frick, he's pleased that there was a second chance here.
Yeah, what a start from gate 4. You can see gate 4 looks slick. It's a really impressive gate from him. He's clear going into the first bend. That is a fantastic start when the pressure's on. And the pressure really was on. He'd missed it the first time. And that was, you know, he stepped up to the plate when he really needed to.
Tell you what might have helped him as well when we see it again. Josh Pickering snakes all over the place.
Yeah, when you're off gate 4, if you get no pressure from gate 3, then it's a huge advantage. It helps you get a clear run into the first bend. But after that, bearing in mind he's been passed by Jack Holder once tonight, there was no danger of that happening in this race at all. He cleared off in front.
He did indeed. Spectacular finish to a spectacular night of speedway, no question about that. Max Frick, the hero of the moment. Let's get some reaction with Abby.
Oh, wow, what a night. Actually, neither team deserved to lose. It was just a spectacular, thrilling night of semi-final speedway. Max Frick, let's just grab a word, because you've been a hero for this team all season long, and you did it when you most needed to from gate 4.
Yeah, it was a bit of a clutch start there at the end. I needed to do something, but yeah, in the rerun, I was able to make a much better start and just get some clean air. It's been a tricky night, a little bit different to maybe how things have been the rest of the season. So yeah, I had to work hard for that. But Sheffield were, you know, amazing competitors. They pushed us all the way to the end there. So I hope everyone enjoyed that at home.
And there seemed to be a lot of work going on in your bike before the restart. What was happening?
Nothing too much, really. We're just tweaking a few little things. I got a little bit of an issue with the chain sparking at the start, so we're trying to rectify that. But lucky enough, it didn't seem to worry us too much.
Brilliant battles always between you and Jack Holder, but you weren't going to let him beat you twice, Max, not when there's a grand final at stake.
Well, I think it didn't matter really who it was. It was just that last race. You know, we knew we needed 3 points, so happy to be able to deliver. But,
well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks so much, the whole team. They've done an amazing job tonight. Worked all the way through, the whole team. Everyone's scoring points and working hard. So good to see. And also, Lee, my mechanic, it's his birthday today. So big happy
birthday, Lee. What a good birthday present he's just given you. Max, thank you. We're going to take a short break. I promise to get to some of your questions tonight. That hashtag another reminder. It is Leishi. We'll be back hopefully speaking to more riders after this. What a great advert for the sport of speedway. It came down to a last heat decider. In the end, it was just a point separating the two teams, and quite rightly, quite fitting that it was their captain, Captain Fantastic, who got the win. An emotional moment for Sheffield Tigers, Simon Stead, and their travelling fans. They really put everything out there on the line as well, and all those fans and everyone watching at home has to be proud of the efforts. Jack Holder also sensational, was pushing Max hard. But Max, he has been the outstanding rider here in his home track, but actually in the league this year, and he's with Scotty.
Thanks, Abby. Yeah, Max Frickers with me. Max, you are the cabin master rider tonight. Phil Morris is going to hand you your well-earned bottle of bubbly and your award. Max, fully deserved. Playoff speedway, it doesn't get much harder than that, does it?
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was really close all night. We never really seemed to be able to get away in the points. Sheffield were right there the whole meeting. So, you know, lucky we were able to get across the line. But I'm not sure if I deserve this tonight or not. I think there's a lot of guys in our team who really did step up and had a good meeting tonight. So I think that's really what got us across the line.
Did you expect it to be this close coming into Heat 15, and also obviously Luke Becker's chain snapping, that obviously piled more pressure on?
It does, yeah, but it was, you know, I think all in all, I thought it was going to be a tough night that was going to go all the way down to the end. So, you know, and that turned out to be the case. But I think there was a few unfortunate events like Luke's chain breaking. You know, I think he's probably someone who deserves this tonight, really. But he rode awesome tonight, and if it wasn't for that chain, you know, might have took a bit of pressure off in that last heat.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had to make an absolute dynamite start off Gate 4. Final thoughts, you're facing Ipswich in the final.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's obviously a couple of weeks from now, I think, so hopefully the sun stays out for us.
What will the team be doing between now and then?
I'm sure everyone's still got a few fixtures to go. I've got a bit of stuff in Poland, and we're racing Thursday as well. So, yeah, still busy, just riding, and just keep ourselves busy till then, and fresh, ready to go for the final.
Well, keep the flow going, mate. We look forward to that final. Well done on your cabin master ride tonight. Abby, over to you.
Scotty, thank you. Now joined by Carl. Carl, you love these big nights.
Yeah, this is what we do it for, eh? They're exciting, and like I said, last heat decider, and the punters got the money's worth tonight, didn't they?
I wish I had my phone just filming you. I did it actually in Sheffield a couple of years ago, where you were just going nuts. You are such a team player. You were on the steps here, and you were so loud. I don't know how much the Sheffield Tigers appreciated it, but you were gunning for Max there.
Yeah, you see Max make the start, and then obviously Dougie was in third, and you know, we've worked hard, and you know, it's a tough meeting tonight, and it was very close, but this is what the playoffs and finals are all about, close meetings. The two strongest teams are in the year going head to head, and look, this could have been a final tonight, and Sheffield really put a good fight up, and we fought back too, and the really last few weeks were big, and so just to see the boys dig deep and manage to do that in the last heat decider shows, you know, what this team's about. Leicester, all the riders 1 to 7, so nice to do it, and nice to be in another final. My first year with Leicester, and yeah, to knock Sheffield out, it's my old club. I still have a lot of respect for the club and the fans, but yeah, it's nice to go through.
Well done. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks' time. It has been a brilliant night of Speedway. I'm going to join Scotty to get your questions before we go off air, but a reminder then of those times, the dates. Make sure you join us. That British Speedway Premiership Grand Final will be here in 2 weeks' time. We have the Speedway of Nations next week, so we'll be at the Hydroscand Arena, and then we'll be at Vauxhall on the Thursday. So that's the confirmation of how it looks. Scotty, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm getting my phone out. It's all happening.
I'm impressed. The only thing is we're on the wrong side. We normally
oh, I know. Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? Well, we'll just have to go. Right, let me get it out really quickly. So, there's one question. Oh, look, my phone doesn't want to play ball because it knows I'm under pressure.
No, that's your flights.
Right.
Where are you going, holiday?
So, no, there was one question I want to ask. Let me get the right one up, because it was about the importance, especially because we've got Max Fit Mechanics here, whose birthday it is, the importance of mechanic. And is it more important nowadays than it ever has been?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we always, it's a good question actually. We talk about the pressure on the riders, we talk about the pressure on the team managers and promotion, but the mechanics, I mean, like Luke Beck has a chain snap, that's just a false link snap. That's not mechanic error, but the mechanics feel everything, the mechanics are watching every little movement. If there's a spark or something, or there's a noise they hear on their bike, they're panicking because they know so much lies in it. So there's huge pressure on the mechanics.
Quick little controversial question before we go. When it comes to the tape, should we go back to when the ref pressed the button, or keep the current automated system?
100%. And also, if we're going down that route, I think if you make a flyer and you take the chance and you get away with it, then good luck to you.
Good luck to you. Ipswich, who are we saying good luck to there?
Oh, mate, I can't. Do you know what? We kind of thought it would be an Ipswich-Leicester final. Very close. I think Ipswich possibly just have the edge, but look what Sheffield did tonight. Their record here hasn't been the best. Just goes to show when the chips are down, everybody lifts their game.
Yeah, you said it. You said, what's the difference to steady? Is it just that everyone raises their game, grows horns when it comes to playoff speedway finals?
And, like Carl Howarth, I mean, you see what it means to them, but you've got 7 riders that are all feeling the same emotion. So, it just literally comes down to who wants it more.
Well, who will want it more in 2025? Join us in 2 weeks' time. We'll be back here at the Hydroscand Arena, and it'll be the Leicester Lions who will be facing the Ipswich Witches. We hope you've enjoyed tonight. It's been brilliant for the Sports Speedway. See you soon.